Okay, welcome back to Star Wars. We are up to session number 92, or season 7, episode 1. So, at the table today we have Mike.
Hello, I play Gungan named Brum Brum Crash from the Panorama Mountain Raceways of Naboo. I'm 2.2 meters tall with a pink and purple mohawk.
Also at the table we have Peter.
Greetings! I'm playing the still severely traumatized Sergeant Garm Von Jewel, human quartermaster of the rebellion. Sadly, still in charge of this bunch of Mandalorians. But yeah, hopefully that will change.
Yes, you might be the official leader and sworn in, and all of them become your rebel unit.
Whatever.
As you become Captain Von Jewel.
Yeah, Captain Von Jewel.
I don't know that he really wants that, right?
No, Sergeant's good enough.
I'm sure once he gets to the lieutenant badge, he's going, really? You sure? Really? I really don't deserve this.
No. Sergeant is a good spot.
I'm
Bit of authority, able to do things semi under the table. People don't need to know as long as nothing goes wrong.
I happen to know a real sergeant in a real army who stayed a sergeant for exactly that reason. And that's precisely what I'd do in the public service. I'd get to APS 5 and I would just turn down any offers to be a 6. Because a 5 is high enough, you don't have to supervise anyone important. You don't expect it to do overtime. And you just get to just do your job, keep going, go home, forget about it.
In my areas, that was a 6, effectively.
Yeah, well, I needed to be a 6 and
Hey, I liked being a technical 6 because, I wasn't required to supervise anyone.
Supervising people wasn't too bad
no.
until they went, supervise these people, get them up to speed, and they go, we're going to take these people off and give you these other people.
Yeah,
you become the trainer.
Churning you through the...
I did the trainer stuff, so I had to start training trainers.
Yeah.
Hello, Sergeant Therion. No, wait a minute. You feel like a captain? No. You feel like an admiral.
Field Marshal Therion.
Is that the highest you can get?
It's considered fairly high. Or Dictator Therion.
Yeah. Commissar.
Emperor Therion.
Yeah, that's probably actually more.
Do you guys, you've got Netflix, yeah?
Yeah.
You've watched, what was it? Life, Death and Robots?
Not yet.
Not yet. It's on the to-do. I was just going to see it before I showed Ariadna in case it's triggered her and some of the stuff. Because I've heard some people say it's triggering.
Because it's all short stories.
It can be.
Some of them are a little bit, but a lot of them are just fantastic. Absolutely fantastic.
Which brings us to Thea.
Why does that bring us to Thea?
Because you're next.
Okay, alright. That makes kind of sense. I am Thea True Striker, also known as, or mostly known as Thea, or in Garm's mind, that devil, space wizard, demon person. I also think he thinks of me as get away from me. That would probably be the closest thing. I am no longer clan Talon.
No, you're still a clan Talon.
Okay, so I'm.
Talon doesn't represent leader. Talon just represents someone sensitive, working towards the goal of the founder.
So I'm a Talon of the clan, or clan Talon. I never remember which order to put that in. I just know that there are Talons involved, and everything's the F word, other than what is known as family. And if you're a part of the clan, you're a part of the family. Sorry, I'm not going away that far. But I promise not to go into your mind or anyone else's mind, but as soon as you send me into anyone else's mind, as long as you understand I could go into your mind, then I'm willing to do that for you. Speaking of which, I am blessed with force sensitivity and all of the complications that come with that. I have just finally managed to pass my test with the founder to get their approval to continue on the spiritual journey that is being a force user within the Mandalorian culture. That arms me with a force pipe that has a lightsaber attached to the end, which I can detach, and a shoto, if I use the word properly, which is attached to the handle. So if it becomes inconvenient to use it as the walking stick it's disguised as, I can take them both off and double saber it.
The more accurate thing is it's a staff or walking stick. A force pike is a specific weapon.
Okay, so it's a staff.
Yeah. So just so we don't keep having the question of why aren't you using the abilities of a force pike.
Right, I imagine it looks like a staff.
So the force pike is a staff about 2 meters tall,
right,
that has a shock on the end of it,
right,
and it's designed to crowd control.
Okay, right.
So that's literally what the force pike is.
Okay. Well,
And the Royal Guard use them.
this looks similar to a force pike, but it has a lightsaber on the end and a lightsaber attached to its handle. So, yeah. All the cool toys, right? And the highly illegal, hard to smuggle ones, which is why it's a part of the staff. And when I need to, I pretend to walk like I have a limp.
Okay, so as a bit of a recap, you have been signed up by Dom and the Alliance to try to gather some gear so they can start building rebel cells out in different sectors. As Garm has been good at getting stuff in the past, pointing to the really big freighter that you didn't destroy. That's full of fuel. That is now the backbone of the supply of various cells around the galaxy. Because they technically don't have to refuel ever. So they can keep adding to it, and if they start producing fuel, then if they manage to fill that thing, it can just be a constant transit for various groups. Of course, they don't want to put too much into it because, hey, if it blows up, they're just lost. So with our characters, they had taken on personnel and support as the two things she wished to achieve on this mission with the rebels. So with personnel, she had to track down what happened to an Alliance Special Forces troops that were captured and being transported in the convoy. That was from last session, just reminding people what it is today.
Yep.
And with support, she was to help the other team members achieve their goals. So support is probably the nicest and easiest one to have on there.
Is it?
Because
I put myself in like 5 different directions.
each person that you help gives you a bonus. You can literally get more reward by helping everyone than each of them can do individually.
You know that when I picked it?
I did.
Oh, okay.
Plus you're also the person who likes to help.
I am.
So it suited you.
It does.
Then we move over to Brum Brum Crash, who has space superiority because of his awesome flying skills, where he'll be looking to destroy or appropriate one of the valuable transports of the fleet for his space superiority. And for his tech procurement, there is a top secret device on the convoy they want, and if he gets it, he gets a bonus for his tech procurement. Then we have Khalid, who has counterintelligence. There is a Compnor agent on the convoy they want him dealt with.
Yeah. And there's also the rebel turncoat that I need to assassinate.
That is on a different part of things, but for counterintelligence, they want you to either remove or acquire the person. You'll get different bonuses depending on what you do.
Yeah.
And for internal security, it was the turncoat, yes. And they want you to silence them. If he has turned, they want him gone. If he hasn't turned, they want him returned. So that's for you to figure out and explain. And I believe that was all four of you for the options you chose.
Did you do mine?
I borrow someone to grab a couple of things.
Gum.
I was going to say, we didn't do Gum.
Gum was resource acquisition.
Mm-hmm.
And with research acquisition...
recruiting and resources.
Yeah, I was doing the resource acquisition first.
Resources.
Each one has a different thing.
Yep.
Excellent.
They're basically looking for you to get as much military gear as possible, because they believe that a bunch of basic supplies are on the vessel. The equivalent of helmets, weapons, armor. Not necessarily stormtrooper. They want the rebels to actually hit things. Well, the old saying is, the helmets is why they miss.
Is it? Really?
It's the ongoing joke they used after
What's
the
the
show.
saying?
The helmet is what makes them miss.
They did it in Rebels, when one of the, was it Rex picks up the stormtrooper.
So, Ariadna, just trying to tell Ariadna, but you spoke over it.
Yeah.
So Ariadna, it is their
is-
helmet is making it difficult for them to see, so that's why they miss.
Oh, the helmet is why they miss.
Yes,
Okay, I couldn't lip read.
that was
What
why I
you
was trying to
saying?
make sure you could understand, because I could
Yeah.
see you were completely lost on it.
Yeah. Apologies.
It's okay. And yes, Ross, you are correct. It was done in that. It was also done in Mandalorian. And then in the lore, it's actually they missed because they were told to.
Yeah.
Because if they killed the spies, then Tarkin's plan wouldn't happen. And if Tarkin's plan didn't happen, they'll be executed. So they wouldn't
So-
get rewarded for killing the heroes as they were escaping
Is
the Death
this
Star.
just stormtroopers helmets or any helmets?
In the cartoons, they put that in there as the reason why they were missing,
Yeah.
because of their helmets.
Yeah.
But in the lore for the actual movies, it was that they were told not to kill them,
Yeah,
because if they didn't escape and lead them to the rebel base, they would never find it.
Plot armor.
Yeah.
Yep.
No, it wasn't plot armor. It was
sorry.
actually if they actually killed the heroes and they died and they didn't leave, they couldn't actually find the rebels, and that pretty undermined what they were
I
doing.
used the wrong
Yeah.
phrase.
They
I didn't
actually
say-
stated they let us go. That's the problem. Everybody forgets that.
I don't.
Mm.
So that was part of what that was there, and the other part of GARM was recruiting. And it's believed that there is a slave labor contingent on the transports, and that they wanted you to take a bunch of them and recruit them. So each of you will gain a bonus to your duty to the clan and the rebel cell that you're part of, which is technically your clan. And each time you guys reach a milestone in that, you'll be given free gear.
This is always good.
Or they will literally upgrade gear for you.
Someone get my dice. Dice tray, please. Because I've got to get it and I don't want to make you get it.
Okay. I also was going to see if you wanted any more gear before we go, so I'm just going to duck to the bathroom while you guys have a quick think
How do
about
I
what you
figure out what gear to get? So that underneath the clock, there's a shelf with a gold box. Yep, that's it. Dice box. And then on the other shelf, there's like a flattened. Yeah, that tray will do. Thanks. Tray. I'll just use this bit. It's a smaller tray. I don't know what kind of gear you can get, but we were going onto a freighter. So 1 container has slaves, 1 has military gear. So I might make sure we've got a lock breaker, which we do have in our gear already. What are the other kinds of gear that we would need for breaking into things and stuff? I think I've got my slicer gear already. I think it's in the other book where all my gear is. So is the electronic lock breaker, is that too big for me to carry
Well,
onto this?
I can look up the details of it.
Here we go.
Just bring it up. Gear. I'll open a new one for that. Security. Also fix this page because this page was broken at one stage. Electronic lock breaker. It weighs 1, so it's not too bad.
Right. Because I've already got that in my gear.
Mm-hmm.
And then slicer gear. Is that also something that you can do to like break into computers and things like that?
It is. It's the basic stuff you need to break into computers.
So I'm going to make sure I've got that with me. I've also got something in my gear just generalised as toolkit.
That is another set of gear.
Okay, cool.
Toolkit is specific.
Right, okay.
But toolkit is heavy. So let me see. Thea is taking the...
Because I think this, if we're breaking into things, I think these are probably going to be helpful.
I'd probably also suggest getting a plasma cutter.
Okay.
Unfortunately, they're fairly heavy.
Well, what kind? Can you like carry a thing like that?
And when we have a look at...
What kind of encumbrance do you have?
Toolkit count weighs 4. Have a quick look and see what Thea has on her sheet. We'll make sure these things are added later. Okay. Come on, hands work properly.
Yeah.
Don't have her gear, I just
one.
have her weapons. But her armor takes up 3 of her weight.
So do I have room for those things? I'd also want to know if I can foreseeably take some stun grenades.
Well, let's see. With what you've got there, you will need carrying capacity.
Yep.
So that means storage. We're looking at probably the military pack for you, as long as you've got a strength of 2. You've got a strength of 2?
Yes.
Because that gives you +6 to your carrying capacity. And this would be a good time to
Where
get
do I
it.
find strength?
Brawn.
Oh, okay, 3.
So that means you're currently at 10 out of 14 with your armor, lock breaking gear, slicer gear, toolkit, and military pack.
Alright.
You taking your 2 lightsabers with you. You're looking at another 2 encumbrance at least.
So is there any room for stun grenades? Can I palm off the toolkit onto someone who's got greater encumbrance, or room in their encumbrance instead? I really want to have the stun grenades and the iron grenades.
Well, you can take. Don't have the weight on there. That's something I've left off. Okay, switch over to this one. Go to weapons. Handy that I have all this up here.
If I have to, I'll take apart the staff and just put the lightsabers in hidden compartments on me.
It still weighs.
Yeah, I know.
Whether you put them in there or not, it still weighs.
I'm thinking I might have to go that way anyway, because carrying staff around in this situation is not going to be.
Engaged explosives. 2. So your grenades will cost 1 each. So
I already should.
how many grenades would you like?
I should already have 2 stun grenades. And I've got 4 iron grenades left, so
How many are you taking of all that?
I would probably like to. You said I could get up to. I don't have to have them on me, but I could have some stock I left on the ship. So I need to restock my stun grenades. So if I can restock my stun grenades back up to, I think you let me have 6 originally.
Well, this is what you're carrying with you because you're not taking your ship with you.
No, but I just need to restock.
If you leave it on your ship, that's fine. I'm just asking, what are you taking with you?
I want at least 2 of each.
So 2 stun and 2 iron.
How much do they add to the encumbrance?
Each one adds 1.
Okay.
So that puts you currently at
That's-
16
That's, yeah, so I need to.
without a ranged weapon.
Because, yeah, I was going to say, I need at least my blaster, so. Does someone want to carry the toolkit?
Okay, as we switch back to there. That's right, I had that there.
Who is also breaking into shit?
What do you need the toolkit for?
To break into shit.
Oh yeah, your van blades I haven't
Like
got
what?
down.
So we are breaking into there's a bunch of cargo containers and things. Where did I write down?
And you need the toolkit to do that.
Okay, so there's containers with slaves, there's military gear, there's hardware for starfighters, classified tech.
Are you taking your convertible blaster with you or any of your other weapons?
And take the convertible blaster with me. So the electronic lock breaker would break into the locks. We could maybe use mechanics and computing to bypass some locks, but we might find that we can't do that. I could be overgearing. I often try to take more than what I need.
It's okay.
because I
Better to
am
have
the
it and not
original
need it.
Boy Scout.
And then need it and not have it.
What
As I
about
said, original Boy
what
Scout.
about the slice wire?
Does the slice wire give encumbrance?
Yes.
Everything gives encumbrance? Okay. Is the slice wire a good replacement for the plasma cutter?
It does different things. The slice wire would be the quiet way to get into things, whereas the plasma one would be the quick way to get into a lot
I'm
of
going to
things.
cross out plasma cutter and just
It's the first scene in Star Wars.
slice
That's
wire.
what they used to cut through the door.
No, that was a lightsaber. The plasma cutter won't do the same thing.
Uh,
If you're talking about the
There's
breach,
stormtroopers.
if you're talking about the breach they did, that wasn't plasma cutter. That was charges. That was a breaching charge. A plasma
I thought it was
cutter.
actually doing a cutting charge.
No, a plasma cutter would be a line up, across, and down, and then the door fall in. The fact the door exploded meant it was a breaching charge.
Yeah.
So
Unfortunately, done enough explosives.
to reason this out, I don't have as good computing or mechanics, so if I'm on my own, I probably need the slicer kit and probably the electronic lock breaker.
Just
Would I need a toolkit?
stay with one of the people that have computers and mechanics. Then you don't need to take that crap, and you can take useful crap.
You could probably drop the slicer gear in toolkit, which would give you back 6 of your weight.
Yep.
That's why I'm asking this before we actually head you in there and go, hey, now you have 10 black dice to all your checks.
To be fair, I'm mostly brainstorming what the hell do I need.
Because I'm going to be asking other people so I can work out what you've got and what sort of carrying capacity you need.
Okay, so that leaves me with 2 stun, 2 iron, my convertible blaster.
Okay, so back to storage device. I believe that Thea will also need utility belt.
I thought I already had all of this stuff.
But it's not on there. It's got to, basically we've got to say it's actually added.
You don't have all of my gear on there.
No, you don't.
Because I got a huge, I got a double list of gear.
I know, but the thing is, it's not on the site. I don't have your big list of gear. You have your big list of gear. I'm asking what you're taking with you.
Okay.
And if I don't say you've got something, then how am I supposed to know you've actually got it?
Okay, I just assumed that because it was on my list you had it. Because I've given you this list at one point. That's okay.
I
It's
was
fallen
also
off at some point.
I was also trying to put stuff onto the site. Okay, so
Do you want me to just go top to bottom what I've got?
are you taking it all with you?
I don't know. I presume the vacuum seal is a part of my armor and doesn't
That's
need
part
to
of
be
your
vacuumed.
armor, yes.
The utility belt you've already mentioned. The stun grenades, the iron grenades you've already mentioned. I usually carry some stim packs.
Yeah. But I haven't got that down, so how many stim
That's-
packs are you taking?
That's why I mentioned it. I usually have 4 or so, 1 for each party member. So that'll be 4 stim.
I have to figure out how much they weigh as well.
I do not know.
That's what I'm looking up now. That way we've actually got what we need. So stim pack. Okay, so they weigh 0 at this stage, or 0.1 as the case may be.
So I've got a modular backpack which increases my encumbrance. I've got 2 numbers, 6 and 3, with question marks.
You won't be able to take the military pack plus that pack.
I suggested the military pack because
Okay,
it
so the
carried
military
more.
pack is a backpack.
Yes,
My brain did not get that.
all good.
So
Just that we have it up there and you're with the military at the moment, so it would make sense to take the one that can carry more.
yeah. Well, that's. I also have repulsor assist. I don't know if that's in my gear. That increases my encumbrance by 5.
In which case, you're doing well because I haven't put that on your armor yet, as far as I can tell. Ooh, let me see. No, I haven't added anything to your armor. Must be noted somewhere else.
Oh. Good thing I mentioned it there.
Yep.
I have restraining bolts. I have.
How many of those are you taking?
I'll take 2. I have a data pad which I use like a clipboard.
Mm-hmm.
I take that with me everywhere because
Okay.
that worked out well in that research lab.
Comes in handy to be able to plug into things, because if you don't have anywhere to put stuff, it makes it very hard. Computers, data pad, damn, okay.
Let me know when you're ready.
There we are over here. Encumbrance of 1 for that.
I have. Oh, yeah.
Yep.
I have rations.
How many rations do you have?
I've got loads of them. How many should I be taking with me on this trip? I'm not sure. I'm always prepared to be shoved down into prison for a year on an Imperial planet because we accidentally walk into an Imperial area and it turns out to be a good thing I had a backpack full of rations.
Okay, so
How much do they weigh?
they weigh 0.1 of a thing. So
I'll take 3 or 4. Because I'll just.
So 3 or 4.
Sorry, I have to pick.
Mhm.
Let's just make it 5 and make it easy.
Okay.
I hate it when it gets down to exactly how many muesli bars do you have in your pocket.
Always comes in handy.
I have binders. I technically have
Mhm.
2 sets. I'll take just 1 if there's room for it.
Okay, back to security. So I'll ask some other people what they're taking and they can get some stuff cheaply there.
Then I have a general purpose scanner.
Mhm.
Is that little handheld scanner?
Yes.
That's useful for things.
Oh, actually, general purpose scanner might be bigger.
I already presumed that my long range transceiver was probably not what I want to take. Yeah, looking at this, the general purpose scanner is 500 credits, so
It takes it's fairly heavy for the general purpose scanner.
right. What is the other version that we usually have? The handheld scanner.
Hand scanner, yes.
The scanner. What do we use them for?
You can use your computers to look for specific things.
Okay, so I won't take the scanner with me and hope I don't regret that later.
Do you want the hand scanner instead?
Well, I don't know what it's.
The hand scanner does the same thing the general scanner does, except it generally only does one thing at a time.
Right. Is it useful enough to take? I presume it is.
Everything's useful to take.
Just under what's
Alright, I'm taking the handheld scanner because the GM likes to just mess with my brain.
Well, if I tell you exactly what you need to do the adventure, then we don't really need to do the adventure.
Well, then you could agree with me and say you could probably do without it this time, but anyway.
Yes, but then it's the case of, but you said I didn't need it.
So I also have electro binoculars. I don't know that I'll need them on this trip because I'm going to be in the ship.
Mm-hmm.
I've got shock gloves. I believe that's a part of my armor.
Not necessarily.
It's not.
No, you can take them on and take them off. Because you've got your van braids that you've used as your armor.
Don't you
blades.
have the van braces here? And
The van
gloves?
blades that stick out through here.
Right, and you can't use those if you have the gloves on.
Well, the gloves are supposed to be like making your hands a lot bigger and delivering a shock.
Okay.
So like metal gauntlets around your hands.
Look, if I can't wear them both at the same time, I'll keep the blade. It's going to be quick and quiet. I apparently have an integrated slicer.
That's it in your armor.
That's in my armor, so I don't have to carry that slicer separately. That was for the group.
We'd already taken that out.
Okay, alright. I have sliced wire, apparently.
That's what we talked about earlier.
Already done. The van braces you've got. Needle gloves, the clay user guitars, I won't need all the lightsaber. A threat monitor?
I think that's on your helmet.
That's on my helmet. Surveillance tags. I don't think we're going to need them at this stage. And then, yeah, okay, so I've already got all of that. Utility belt. I don't think I'll need climbing gear. Okay. I think, look, that's all I can think of right now.
Okay, so with all your enhancements, we've got your carrying capacity up to 23.
Out of 14.
Out of the base of 8.
Okay. Oh, okay. Am I over?
You're carrying 20.3 out of your capacity of 23.
With your backpack and everything, you've increased your storage up to 23.
Right.
Nice.
And you have used 20.3.
Right.
So you have 2.7 available.
Okay.
Which you may pick stuff up along the way.
How much does my iron blaster weigh?
Okay. Iron Blaster. Your iron gun weighs 3. So if you take it, it puts you right on your maximum, giving you
No room to
point.
pick anything up.
Yeah, well, you can toss things down at that point. If you throw grenades, you've got one less. So, hey, you've got reason to use stuff.
I was just trying to think of what I can afford to just leave behind. I've got the iron grenades.
Most of the stuff you're carrying don't have a lot of weight to it. The convertible blaster gives you 2 weapons in one,
Yeah.
but it does weigh more than some weapons.
Yeah, but
It weighs as much, the convertible blaster weighs as much as the iron gun.
it gives me the option. Is that the one that I can convert into a slug?
Yes, the one that you can convert from a pistol to a rifle.
Okay.
They're
It's not my
energy
slug
weapons.
thrower. Okay, cool. No, I like this will be the time I need the slug thrower. I'll just borrow Garms.
Comes what?
Slug thrower.
No.
If there's a Jedi coming, trust me, you
Well,
want
technically,
me,
you can fit the shot gloves. It doesn't take
Oh, yeah,
extra
probably.
weight, so I'll add that on there. To give
Actually,
you
yeah,
options.
probably.
It's okay. I need a reason to pull out my lightsaber, right? I've had like only a few months training with it.
5 months.
Yeah, it's not much in comparison to I don't know
How,
whoever I'm facing.
how hard can it be? Just point the glowy bit away from you.
Yeah.
It's more than Luke Skywalker got before facing Darth Vader.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess so.
You stick the glowy bit in the other
Hmm.
person.
I guess it depends.
And if you
on,
miss, hopefully you get a second shot.
look, I've got the stun grenades. I won't take the iron grenades. I won't take the iron blaster. I'll
Okay.
leave myself a little bit of room to pick stuff up because I can just imagine a comical bit where I'm first getting on the ship and someone hands me a box and Thea falls over because Martin says you can't carry it.
You can't move.
Oh no, you can carry it. You just like getting black dice for everything.
Yeah.
Okay, so Garm at the moment, he does have a few things down there, but you've got a base capacity of 7. What does Garm want to take with him?
I've got.
Because you don't want to have the blaster rifle, you wanted a blaster pistol.
It's a quick draw blaster pistol.
Don't want your slug.
Oh, I'm taking that as well. Hell yeah.
You might have to get a pack or something like that to increase your encumbrance.
I shouldn't.
I think I don't have the encumbrance of the slug thrower, but I think they got quite an encumbrance.
Well, because you've also got to get ammo and stuff for a lot of these things.
Oh yeah, you've got to. Oh, are you including my reloads then?
No. So we're quick draw. Okay, we should have it in there somewhere. Oh well, I'll figure out where you got the quick draw blaster from.
Just put it down as a light blast pistol. It's got whatever quick draw add-on is. So theoretically it doesn't add any extra weight, I hope.
Like
Hey,
blaster
buddy.
pistol weighs 1, so that's not a huge amount for you.
The slug blaster.
No, for him, the quick draw pistol.
Right.
You wanted a sort of shotgun?
Yeah.
Shotgun.
I was gonna say I don't have the encumbrance written down next to mine, but
New character, new player has it on hers.
yeah.
Yep, shotgun.
What the encumbrance is?
Yeah, for a shotgun, yeah.
3.
3.
Ah, yeah. I was gonna say I know it's kind of high.
And what kind of sort of rounds can you get for a shotgun? Is it like today where you can get like explosive grenades, you can get, Dragon's Breath, you can get fletchet rounds.
Well,
you
at
can
the
get-
moment
What is
we
Dragon's
have...
Turns it into a flamethrower effectively.
Really?
It's white phos. Boom. Fire comes out the end.
At the moment we have
Did you see the latest John Wick?
4 standard
Not
sets.
yet. Martin hasn't downloaded it.
So we have armor piercing, rubber, shredding, and
Not
standard.
that we condone that sort of thing.
No, we don't.
Is armor piercing still?
Armor piercing gives it a PS3, so it will bypass some armor.
But it's still a shotgun.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's not always, shotguns aren't always scatter. Sometimes shotguns are single slugs.
So tell me when it's a single slug, because when it is, I go, I'm not interested in that, because I want the scatter to stop them from blocking the shit with their lightsabers.
It's a good chance that a metal slug will still go past it.
That's
Because
okay.
it doesn't vaporize. They just get hit by hot lead instead of a solid chunk.
Molten lead. But no, I want I want the like fletchet rounds or dragon's breath or
So in this case, armor piercing adds the pierce to the weapon. The rubber adds stun to the weapon. And shredding adds vicious to the weapon.
What's vicious?
Vicious means if you score a critical hit, it does plus 30 to the chart, so it pushes it down the table.
Okay. And what weight does each reload?
Each reload is 0.1.
Okay. Can I get I get 5 of each. So sorry, 5 of all of them but the rubber. Because if I'm going to stun someone, I'll use the quick draw pistol.
And the good thing about most of these clips is they're technically interchangeable. So if you have a pistol, the clip works for the pistol as it does for the shotgun.
How?
Because they've simplified the rules such. You've got a clip, you can use it.
Okay.
Much as if you've got a power pack for a blaster, it will work on a blaster and a heavy repeating weapon.
Okay. Alright. So they don't go into the sort of minute details of...
They don't care about the minute details.
This is a 44, that's a 38, this is a 9mm. That sort of
And
stuff.
a reload will do a reload from a 6-shooter to a barrel feed.
Okay. Wow. Can you get, like nowadays you've got those belt-fed or drum-fed shotguns? So, you know, they hold like 50 rounds and...
Technically, it's the sort of thing you'll be carrying with you with the shotgun. It doesn't run out until you get a despair or 3 threat.
Oh.
So
am I
boom, 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 boom.
Can you get an automatic shotgun?
You can get automatic shotguns.
Boom, 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 boom.
We're in our weapons. Let me see, go back to slug throwers, explosives, other slug thrower, assault gun, assault rifle, auto pistol, bullpup carbine, combat shotgun. Maybe that's what you want. So she's got the base shotgun, you can take the combat shotgun.
Well, I was given this,
So it has auto fire, blast, which is the thing you want. Blast is what makes it hit an area.
Mm-hmm.
So if I shoot at you, I hit everything adjacent to you.
Ah. But I'm assuming, because the shotgun was given to me, so I'm assuming it's just a basic shotgun.
You can take the combat shotgun instead.
Okay, if they're happy to give me a combat shotgun, I'll take that.
You are going into combat, and you are the leader.
Yes.
The leader gets nice gear.
Fair enough.
Okay. And let me see, is the combat shotgun any heavier?
Yeah, it is.
Okay, encumbrance of 4 instead of encumbrance of 3.
Bloody hell.
So that puts you on currently on 6.5 out of 7. I can drop down your reloads to 2 each.
No, I'll keep my reloads.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what's a med pack weigh me? Because I'm going to med pack as well.
screen. Medical. There we are. The basic med pack weighs 2. I haven't even put any carrying gear on you. So I can put the combat military pack on you, which gives you another 6.
Okay. So
And the med pack?
A military pack and...
So that means you still have another 5 encumbrance to play with at this point.
As far as my character's aware, that should be all I need.
You also have your comlink.
Yep, sorry. Yep, comlink.
I thought I'd add that one because you had left it off.
I have.
But that means you have your quick draw pistol, combat shotgun, 3 lots of different types of ammo, med pack, military pack, and comlink. Does that sound good for you?
Sounds good.
Okay.
Sounds far too sensible to me. Like, a med pack, really? What are you going to need that for?
You guys, hopefully.
Yeah.
We switch over to Brum Brum Crash because he's the next one, and we'll get to Khalid because Khalid's pretty good at figuring this stuff out, and he should be able to ask him what he's done. So let's see, we have Brum Brum Crash putting the armor on. So it puts him at 10 out of 12.
How do you get 12? Because it says 10 of 7.
Because I haven't put in the repulsor lift giving you an extra +5.
Right, okay. I was like, I don't understand how the hell that works. Okay.
Okay, so we also do some extra things on there from your bonuses. So it increases to 13 encumbrance, but your weight goes down to 9. I believe. I'll have to make sure and check all those to make sure it's all working properly. But each of your bonuses gives you stuff. There's so many complex things in there.
Yeah.
I started off with the simple, adding the base weight.
Yep. So what are thermal detonators weigh? And how many can I carry?
Thermal detonator.
I didn't even think to ask about
Has an encumbrance of 1 each. But there's always a chance that if I hit you while you're carrying one, I can set it off.
Yeah, I was going to say,
I
plus
just-
the other side of it, remember, Garm?
I just need to hide
we
behind-
need to keep the ship.
I just need to hide behind the ablative Mandalorians. That's all.
If you're in the radius of effect, it doesn't matter that you're behind them.
Radius of effect of what?
Of a thermal detonator.
Oh, yeah.
Just so you know that
Yeah,
if you're
explosive.
in the area of effect of a thermal detonator, you'll be taking 15 points of damage.
I can live through that.
And it will ignore
Kind
all of your soak. You're taking 15 direct.
I can live through that. I'm sure.
And if it triggers a crit, it's adding 40 to the result plus the 15 damage it does.
55.
So that will be 55 damage as a base amount of damage it does to you.
So basically,
You become a cyborg.
there's more than a 50% chance of being dead.
It puts you in the potential insta-kill range. So there's a 10% chance of insta-kill.
I don't feel that my character has the skills necessary to use the weapon effectively, but it is always good to know.
You do, you've got ranged light.
A grenade's light?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I've been trained one.
You've been trained how to turn it on and throw it.
Yeah, and hope it doesn't
And
bounce
know what
back.
the beep 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 means.
Yeah, hopefully it doesn't bounce back.
And with my integrated holster, +4 encumbrance.
Okay. Well, actually, it seems to have taken a lot into account because it's +13 encumbrance. Oh no, that is taking 10 off for the weight. Okay, so you got your integrated holster, which reduces it.
So +4.
+4. So that takes you up to 17.
And then I will use the military backpack thing. Which is 7, was it?
It will be +6.
+6, okay. Yep.
So that puts you on 23. You can put on the utility belt, which gives you 1.
Sure.
And you can put on load-bearing gear, which gives you another 3.
Sure.
So that means you have a total capacity of 27.
Right.
Which comes in handy. And currently I've only got your clan armor down.
So, yeah, I'll use my armor, which is use of miss.
So it takes 3 off the base weight because you're wearing it.
Yeah. I will use my convertible weapon, Mesa Shoot. Which I don't know what that uses.
It's weight of 3. It's a blaster.
Oh, right. I will take
Useless shot first, heavy blaster.
how much is
So if you look above it, you can see the weight. It weighs 2.
Oh, right there. Right. Okay. Yeah, because I'm looking. How are you?
Your
saying
convertible
this?
blaster has been made lighter.
Yeah,
so
I'll take the heavy pistol.
heavy blaster for 2.
I will take Mesa Stabber.
Mesa Stabber, the vibro knife.
And with the bowlers, it's so 15 equals 1. Is that right?
Each costs 1. So you got 15 of them, and each one weighs 1.
Oh, right. Okay. So
it's 15 by 1, literally.
Right. So I will take 4 in that case.
So that's got you up to 19 out of 27 at the moment.
Yeah. And then from gear.
Usefulness of the armor is all the armors have comm links in them. So technically you should have one in your helmet.
I don't wear my helmet.
I know, so technically you should have one in your helmet.
I don't wear my helmet, but yeah.
Still technically.
Yeah, technically true.
And
It's okay, I'm expecting to have the characters provided with white paint to make their armors look semi-imperial. Imperial at a glance.
All black.
No, black would cause more attention than predominantly white.
Actually,
I will take a.
Yeah, I will wear my helmet. Stop people from knowing who I am.
Mm-hmm.
And it changes your voice when you speak.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
General purpose scanner. The hand scanner says it's 0 encumbrance.
Yeah, which means it will cost 0.1.
Okay, yep, we'll take one of those.
It's on a so hopefully test ones. Would you like some?
I will take
steal your coffee,
Oh no, you're not stealing mine.
weapon
There's
detection
other
goggles, which are 1.
glass jar of this in the fridge.
General purpose scanner is 2. So thank you.
Thank you. Mike, do you want a coffee?
Yes, please.
That's it for now. I'll do the video. I do Martin's separate from everyone else's because you can't have sugar and all that other stuff.
Okay, so I've got you up to 22.1 out of 27. So the points don't matter unless you go over into a hole. So 22.1 is the same as 22.9. They only care about whole numbers.
So you always go a 0.9 if you can manage it.
I will take a encryption module, which is 3.
Is that part of your armor? The encryption module, or is that separate?
I believe separate.
There it is, encryption module, part of comms. So that is a weight of 3. The reason I'm asking this is once you're on the mission, you won't be able to ask for stuff as easily.
Yeah.
Scavenge.
Unless you steal it.
Actually, I might take 2 more bowlers. So I think I said 3. I'll take 5. And
You've got 4 down, so do you want me to just add 1 more?
sure.
That has you at 26.1 out of 27.
Have you used them? I don't think I've seen you use them.
He's used them a couple of times,
Has he?
Yeah.
and he's used them to capture people.
Very effectively.
Nice.
I soloed like 4 people. With them, I'm like, see,
People
let's-
thought I was joking when I said how effective they were
let's
until Mike
see.
pulled them out.
Let's see how this works. And then I got a triumph and a bunch of successes, and just critted the hell out of the guy. And he just one shot kill. And that's me done.
Okay, so next one up. Are you ready, Ross?
Yep.
Have you had a bit of a look yourself?
Yeah. I'm trying to find out with sedative drugs.
Yep. What are you trying to find out?
Just something that actually can knock somebody out.
That's where the synth work comes in. Okay, so you have so your clan armor gives you a +5 to your capacity.
Yeah, for some strange reason, when I've clicked on my clan armor,
Mm-hmm.
It states that I've got a defense nearly of 4 and a bench range of 4. But when I click out of it, it states that I've only got 2.
Let's see. It hasn't changed on mine.
If you click on my clan armor, the cowardly,
Oh,
it brings up
okay.
the pop-up.
So if you take off the checkbox and then you click on it, it will be. I didn't realize I'd done auto calculation on that part of it.
Oh, okay.
So I fixed this part of the screen that was adding it to what your character has. Originally, I'd done what I thought was smart and adding it to the thing, and then I realized, hey, if you've clicked it and I've added it to the thing already.
Yeah, it just doesn't update up the top.
Let me see if I click on here, it should go to 2 at the top.
It's supposed to be 4 because I've got some talents that brings it.
I'm not dealing with your talents. This is just your armor, Ross.
Yeah,
I've told you I've only done the simple stuff. It only adds your soak, defense, and melee of the basic row of armor. It doesn't do any of your upgrades. It only does what's there. I haven't done fully everything integrated.
Yep.
The fact that it actually does that is what it wasn't doing 2 days ago.
Yep. Okay.
The fact it can start calculating your encumbrance is a bonus.
Plastic carbine. I'm going to use that. Had it used for a while.
So the blaster carbine, okay, so we don't have that there. It weighs encumbrance of 3.
Yep. I'll go for the standard shotgun.
With an encumbrance of 3.
Yep. With the, what was it, the shredding rounds. So I'll have that in a spare clip.
How many clips of shredding rounds?
2.
2. Yep.
So I've got the military backpack.
Help if my fingers would hit the right keys. So that puts you carrying up to 20.
My tool belt.
And what's the tool belt add?
That gives me a toolkit. That is a encumbrance of 3.
Okay, so it has an encumbrance of 3.
Yeah, it's, instead of using a belt and then a toolkit, it's actually a belt toolkit. So it's a lot lighter.
Okay, so we've got that on you.
Have a med pack.
And the med pack weighs 2.
Let's see what's.
Other people are going to have to figure
I have a spare breather mask.
How much does that weigh? In case you got your helmet off?
Yeah.
Or someone else needs it. Because their helmets give them, most of them give them air supplies.
Does one give my air supply?
You never got the armor to give you the air supply, yeah.
I got the basic stock standard.
So you got comlink.
Yeah.
And voice changer.
Yeah, that's it. Fair enough.
Two binders.
Binders, so that's point 2 for that.
Scanner goggles.
Wait a sec, just putting that in there. You know that scanner goggles, the main thing it does is allow you to put up readouts on the screen so you can see on your goggles.
Don't we have that in our helmets already?
You do, but
this one was to be able to see normally in dark conditions.
okay. Detection. We've really got to set up the jump to section links. So, scanner goggles.
Yeah, that's just basically if I lose my helmet. I think my helmet does exactly the same thing.
Field goggles, hunting goggles, infiltrator, night sight. Okay, so I've changed it. I've changed the wording to night sight instead of scanner goggles because scanner goggles was misleading a name.
Yeah.
I wanted to make it the name have meaning.
Be clearer.
Yeah.
Because it gives you nothing but night sight.
Yeah.
So this just puts you at 14.5 out of 20.
Vibro sword.
So how much does that weigh?
It's 3.
So you're now at 17.5 out of 20.
How much we're taking my plasma cutter?
In general, most toolkits come with a basic one of those.
Oh, okay.
That's why saying I've got a toolkit is better than saying I've got a plasma cutter.
Oh, fair enough. Cool. Vibro knife.
And
That's
I believe
a 1.
that's a 1, yep. So that puts you at 18.5.
Forced impacts.
Okay. Okay, so that puts you at 18.9.
Yep, and an extra reload for the blasters.
Okay, so that puts you on 19.9. Did you want to take a second reload? Because being 20.9 is the same as being 19.9. Because it only matters when you go over to 21. At 19, it's the same as carrying 20.
I'll also take a stun grenade as well. These grenades are 1.
I thought you may as well stock up completely.
I forgot to say a reload.
Yeah. You want to reload? That's not a problem. You still have space. Blaster reload. So that means you're now on 27.1 out of 27.
Mm-hmm.
Not a bad way to be. Between you all, you have some capacity to shuffle stuff around, especially as Garm is your Nodwick of the group.
Guns what?
The Nodwick of the group.
What?
You have the spare carrying capacity compared to everyone
Pack
else. Here, take this. Yoink.
For me. What?
Otherwise known as Mule.
That's why I used the comic reference.
Don't I get to not carry anything and everybody carries all my shit, so I get to move around easy?
Well, you can still move around just as easy with someone tossing a full military pack on you.
That's what our lieutenants used to do. Scumbags. Jack bastards. Carry this. What?
Oh yeah, that's right. We're up to 4 dice.
Yep. What is it?
We have 4.
One for each player.
Yeah, the GM doesn't need any.
He gets the free ones from the blacks. From the negative.
In the base version of Genesys, you
That's
get
right.
1 point per player and a dark point for the GM. So that is 2 dark and 4 light.
So we're starting off strong. Nice.
Not as good as last week. Last time.
Not bad.
It was all white.
No, it wasn't.
They did start off all white.
Did they?
Yeah,
Oh wow.
How did they manage that?
but they got lucky. It happens. Sort of like when it starts off all black.
Wouldn't you just as a den, if you're going to be a true a-hole, you just go, no, it's fine. I won't use any of them. And every time you roll your dice, you get to take one of your dice away.
I considered doing that.
Yeah, except one of my characters in the Shadow Run just has to start casting heal, and that flips the dark points to white.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
It is a nice ability, but it's only for people who follow a religion. So you have to be using holy magic to do that.
Sounds worthwhile.
Whereas there is a corrupt version that does the opposite.
Imagine as the players, you wouldn't want to have the corrupt version.
It's not available to players.
Yeah.
Because you've got to be corrupted to use it.
Yeah. So immediately become an NPC.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, so they have a reading thing for you for when Ariadne's ready. So Ariadne, how far away are you?
Just a second. Kettle's just got to turn off the kettle and I can hear.
Anyone wanted to tweak their gear? You happy with what you've got?
I think I'm okay.
Ross, you had something to say?
With the
She does.
Yo!
you don't have the ability to put jury rig stuff on there yet, do you?
No, I don't. I said all I've gotten is basic encumbrance and the basic soak and defense of armor.
Yeah. Yeah, I won't tweak that until you've got the other stuff. So it's easier to remember when I can actually see it instead of trying to work it out every time I use it.
That was partly why I was trying to make it all fit.
You able to do two?
Okay.
One at a time?
And if I can make it figure out some of these things better, then I can automate it. So in the future, when people add stuff, I don't have to do anything.
Go the other way around.
Yeah. So you go.
Yep.
You have all the blades today.
What was the, well, it's because he doesn't have a lightsaber in the game.
Sorry.
Your mug has all the blades.
Ah, yes.
Just trying to tell you something. The blades are coming for you. The blades!
The evil space wizard. She's got it out for you.
What was the actual question?
The question was, were you ready to hear the story start
Blurb.
so you didn't miss out on it?
Yes, I am. I've technically finished making some coffee.
So you're at the start of a new season, having collected a duty for the clan and for the new rebel cell that you formed as part of the clan. With Garm being the sergeant in charge. With them talking about him getting a field commission.
Ooh.
So what's next up from sergeant?
There's, if he gets a field commission, it's lieutenant.
Yeah.
If he doesn't get a field commission, you can get master sergeant, and
Woe 1, Woe 2.
and sort of what master chief is amongst the top of what you can get.
Tell me you're going to be master chief.
No. 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 Not at all.
But technically as clan Talon, I'm like, am I second in command or co-command?
You're able to take over when necessary,
Okay.
but you don't have to be in charge.
Okay, cool. It just gives me a cue for later.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so as moving into the scroll of episode 1 coming up for this part of the story.
Long ago, in a galaxy far, far away.
Not quite that way, but a different way. The galaxy is embroiled in a bitter civil war. Above the remote planet of Ramdua 2, an aging orbital platform may hold the key to striking a painful blow against the Galactic Empire, because it's all in caps. Captured data reveals that the mysterious Perlemian Hall, also in caps, an Imperial convoy filled with valuable information and powerful weapons, must stop there to refuel. Now, an elite strike force of rebels, the party,
Mandalorians.
approach the station. Their goal, infiltrate the station, board one of the convoy's freighters, and commandeer it. Not much. It's just a small little thing.
Well, we've got the black eyes, kind of.
You got it in a similar manner.
Hmm. Do not kill the engineer.
So the Perlemian Hall refers to a secret Imperial convoy that
Reportedly?
That's it. Couldn't get my mouth to actually say those words. Plies the Perlemian trade route. Its existence has never been proven, and is typically considered to be a myth. If it exists, it is used by the Empire to transport highly classified equipment, classified prisoners, or important personnel between Imperial installations. The convoy is rumoured to be composed of modified bulk freighters and escorted by heavy armed capital ships that carry no Imperial markings or insignias. Your target is freighter M226. The cargo of this freighter has already been determined by and is said to carry the prisoners, the slaves, a bunch of supply gear that they're really looking to get, a special piece of tech that has been hidden in there as well.
That threw me for a loop. I'm like, I've got the list here. Follow the road east out of Homlet. You'll find the village Null. Wrong game.
And the freighter's captain, Lieutenant Commander Dylan Knorr, is a career officer currently believed to be facing a court-martial, so eager to prove himself.
You're writing that one down.
You're going in under the identity of traders,
That's alright.
where you're to contact the local informant Pask. He should be able to aid you in infiltrating freighter M226. Once aboard, you're to commandeer the vessel by any means available, drop out of hyperspace and render well, you know the word I'm looking at, meet up with an alliance strike group that will take possession of the ship.
Rendezvous.
Rendezvous.
That's it.
I was trying
Seems
to
to be
figure out.
all the French words. So
Yeah.
it was Pask,
Pask.
And-
Dylan. Oh yeah, Pask. Yep.
and there was a general.
No, Lieutenant Commander
Oh,
Dylan
right.
Nor. I'm sure he'd love to be called General.
General.
He probably would.
Though if he doesn't correct it in front of other officers, he's even in deeper poop.
Do we have any idea what Captain Nor is facing court-martial for?
They do not know.
Okay.
Maybe he failed to salute in time.
Well, we give you a spanking for that, but not court-martial.
Depends on who he failed to salute in time.
Or how many times he's done it, I guess.
I assume if you fail to salute Darth Vader, there's no court-martial, there's just straight to the execution.
Yeah.
Whereas if you fail to salute Tarkin, he may string you out for as long as possible before he kills you. Make you pay for it the entire length of the time, and maybe make you a better officer in the time being.
Mental note: learn Force choke before running to Tarkin. So our
Going
contact
down the
is
dark
Pask,
side.
and the the lieutenant was the defector. Just keep it straight in my head.
Ravenzel was the defector.
Okay, right. So there's too many.
There's quite a few names of people here,
Yeah.
yes, because that's important. And Soren Tallis is the Imperial Compnor agent.
Talus is the Imperial
Compnor.
confidant. They like to use a lot of French words here.
It's Compnor.
Oh, Compnor.
Compnor, which is an abbreviation of the really long title of the group he works with.
But it's still French, noir.
It's not meant as a name, it's meant as an abbreviation.
Oh, okay. Just ignore me.
As it's all capitalized.
I see.
Did the ISB actually exist in with this modules?
Yes. Compnor is
Okay.
someone associated with ISB.
So it's COMPNOR, and it stands for a whole bunch of words.
Okay.
I thought I wrote down all of these names before, but it doesn't look like I have. No.
Where did the other one hide? I know these like to hide themselves in places. Because if I could actually tell you the correct thing, it would come in handy.
Okay, so I've got Soren Tallis and Ravenzel as Khaled's. I can't think of the right word. Targets. Whereas contact pass will be.
Okay, so Compnor stands for the Commission for the Preservation of the New Order. ISB is part of that. He doesn't fall into ISB. ISB falls into it.
Okay, so that's bigger fanatics.
No, the Compnor are the people who talk directly to the Emperor.
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
Thank you.
They're the ones with the tall hats.
I actually remembered all about
No,
Mount
they're
Barry.
the advisors.
Okay.
So think of Compnor as being along the lines of the Grand Moffs and the Moffs.
Okay.
People who have high authority, who overlook stuff. So you think of it more in the terms of a senator sitting a position.
Yeah.
Alright. I think I remember this from previous
But there is an
sessions.
entire chart of what Compnor is made of. So this is how detailed some of the older books went.
Yeah. Big.
Which is why I have them still floating around.
Well, useful.
No one else has gone into that. Because they did it. Okay, so Randuba 2 is a cold, grey world with nothing but microbial life and a deep core mining operations. Its companion, Martel Station, is a hospitable only by comparison. An aging orbital platform with a small Imperial garrison, a squadron of TIE fighters, and bored and corrupt officials. Its security should prove to be fairly lax. As you approach, you receive a transmission from Station Control. Shuttle 201-7. We have you on our scopes. Please relay your business in Martel Station space and transmit your identification.
Would that be Room Crash piloting, or is that the guy who's getting us in?
That would be probably the guy getting you in because you're not keeping the ship with you.
Okay, awesome.
You're being dropped off and then the ship's taking off, so there's no trace of how you got there.
So it's
So
his
what-
problem.
So,
You okay?
I didn't.
Oh, camera.
wait, bing bing.
It's okay, it's hard to keep that thing working properly. Because these stands are picky. Let's see. He's actually looking at it now. No, close. Always fun to have technical difficulties mid-session. That's close enough.
What's the like? What reason does he give for us being there?
You were there for trade negotiations.
Of anything in particular?
Doesn't care.
Okay.
Basically, they know your ability to make things up as you go.
Okay.
Yep. And we're just good bodyguards.
Okay. So a picture of what the station looks like is there. So
Okay.
just a minor sort of thing for you, Ross. There we go. Okay, so coming through customs is quite simple. They ask you your name, check if it's on your identity card, and let you through.
Am I using my identity card?
You've been given one,
And
saying you're a trader.
And the name is
What would you like it to be?
Yavin. Sorry.
Angus McFur.
I love it.
Okay, so what name has been given to Brum Brum Crash as you're the leader?
I can't do character names.
No, I'm asking Garm because he's the leader. He got to do all the IDs.
Oh, right, okay.
Forcing on someone else that you get to complain about it being a bad name for.
What's a good Gungan name? I don't know Gungans.
Lisa sucks.
Lift, smile.
What do you give Khaled? Ablative.
He deserves to go and get a name.
It'll be Frankie.
That's impolite.
Middle name B.
I would like to give you
Last
a
name good.
suggestion or a hint for mine. It starts with B, ends in S, it's 4 letters.
What do you give there?
What was the name you wanted?
It starts with B, ends in S, and it goes 4 letters.
Bass.
You should know. You call it me all the time.
Evil Space Wizard. It's more letters than what you're saying.
If you can't figure it out, you can make one up.
What do you call Thea?
Evelyn.
Yes, that's short for
Wizard.
evil.
Evelyn Wizard?
Yeah.
Don't make it obvious or anything like that.
We just want to keep it as Evelyn Wiz.
Yeah, well. Yeah, Wizard's probably a little bit too on the nose.
Yeah. Okay, so yes, they scan you all.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Ross.
You also got Evil Lynn.
Yeah, that did cross my mind, but
You really, you demoted me down from boss already. Which I have to admit, I'm very hurt by.
Okay, so now that you're on the station, and you manage to look like the IDs you were given, especially considering the Mandalorians are just wearing their helmets, and the ID has them with a helmet.
with a helmet.
With a helmet, yeah.
Okay.
Hey, some people have religious things where they can't actually show their face.
Yes.
Yep.
And if he says it's part of his religion, then most people won't think twice of it. And
Do they go through our stuff?
they basically don't care as long as you haven't raised any flags, you're not listed as a wanted fugitive, and the person in charge is not a non-human.
Okay. You racist bastards.
The Empire are basically the most racist group you have in any setting I've ever seen, and they're always portrayed as such. So when people go, I want to play a non-human, it's like, hey, okay.
Sure.
Infiltration missions aren't for you. It's like, but I'm playing the infiltrator.
Yeah, they don't care.
Warhammer 40k is worse than the Empire.
Yeah.
In some cases, yes, but in most cases, no, because that one is a setting where you know everyone's horrible.
Yeah.
Whereas most people see Star Wars with rose-coloured glasses and don't realise just how horrific it is.
Yeah, 40k, there are no good people.
The only good people are the dead people.
Even they're pretty evil.
Well, as long as they don't come back.
You can never guarantee, that's the problem.
Yeah. So, as you're on the station and you're not exactly sure where to find the guy, you could use one of your skills, which GM suggesting assistance here is Streetwise, Underworld, or Outer Rim as being ways you can find people in the Outer Rim that are shady.
We don't have... I assume we got a description of our contact.
You know roughly who and where he is, but you've arrived where he is, Martel Station. Finding him on the station is where you need to check for.
Was it Streetwise?
Underworld or Outer Rim.
Underworld, Outer Rim.
Carl, you're a little bit on the shady side, aren't you, buddy?
Out.
Yeah, boss.
What can you do about finding this guy for me?
Okay, where would the most appropriate shady spot would be with using my Underworld knife?
Then you would have to make an Underworld check. That's the... I'm happy to give you the shady knowledge, and the check results turn out based on the skill you use.
Yep, Underworld, that's 3 yellow, 2 green, 1 blue.
Do you like to pull
I
them out for
presume
him?
Mike's rolling because we
We're
don't want Martin
going to make the
rolling.
most of his luck.
I've been told
Well,
not to
three.
roll. 3 yellow,
One green,
1 green.
2 blue,
No, two green,
2 green.
1 blue. So it's 3, 2, 1.
Yeah, so 3 yellow, 2 green, and a blue.
1 blue.
I got the yellow, green, and the blues mixed up.
And then pull out. Oh, yeah, do you want to upgrade the check?
Nah, not really.
Nah.
You got 3 yellows.
I have to ask.
Yeah.
And so the difficulty
Because-
is 2 purple. No, technically 1 purple.
Ah.
Because
One
one purple.
Especially easy.
It is fairly easy in this location. If you chose other skills, it was more difficult.
Yeah.
So depending on what skill you chose as your basis, the difficulty can change greatly.
And one of them will give... That's awesome.
Triumph.
That is awesome. Come on. How good is that?
I'll see if I can fix the camera without breaking things.
Okay. Yep. We're right next to it.
Oh yeah, he's right over there. He just pointed at some guy on the
Okay,
street.
so the only difficulty dice was a blank. So that works out as 6 successes, a triumph, and 4 advantages.
He's a personal friend of yours.
And I'm just going to look up to see what I
You
can
had coffee
actually
last-
Yes.
buy for you with that.
He's been in contact for the last 10 years. In fact, one of your friends married his sister.
On Friday.
Okay, so the triumph will get you relevant, beneficial information relating to the subject.
Where you going, Keenan?
Okay, so what you're able to find out about Pask before you meet him is he is a con man and he's playing both sides of the street. So he's working with the rebels and with the Imperial counter intel people. So he's
Yeah,
working
so
with-
basically he's after the most money as possible.
Dick.
Well, in most cases, people don't find out he's playing both sides of the fence until after they've had themselves turned in.
Until it's too late.
And by that stage, both people have paid him, and he's happy.
Yeah. Except once I get out, he'll be dead.
Well, he probably won't survive the full encounter at this stage. Having learnt before you go in, he's likely to sell the information that you're doing stuff.
Yeah. No, he's not likely.
Go inside his brain and melt him from the inside.
Yeah, crawl into his brain, evil space wizard.
I don't answer to Evil Space Wizard when you want me to do that stuff. I answer to Boss.
That's the answer to Evil
Until I
Lynn.
start
Evil
getting
Lynn.
some respect from you guys, you're not getting a damn thing out of me.
And plus, she can crawl into people's brains. She just turns on the lightsaber.
I know, right?
Okay, so you have no trouble finding Pask's oddities, as apparently you can see the sign from where you came in. Hey, it's just over there. As everyone's going, oh.
Yeah.
As the door slides open on a squeaky track, a melodic chime can be heard. The smell of old paper and dust fills your nostrils as you're confronted with countless shelves stacked with all manner of junk. As your eyes adjust to the darkness, you see a somewhat short and middle-aged Trandoshan approaching you. With a smile, he says, "Welcome to Pask's Oddities, my friends. What can Pask do for you on this fine day?"
It's a Trandoshan.
And he's smiling with a nice
Lots of teeth.
grin.
Yeah.
So, Ross. Ooh. Unless you want me to switch to the bigger view.
Yes, please.
Okay. Big me. There we go. And you
That
can-
is just wrong. That is just wrong for a Trandoshan.
Yeah.
He's not a hunter Trandoshan, which is a big part of their population. Not all of them are hunters.
Well, you couldn't have everybody be a hunter.
Well, if they were all hunters, there'd be no prey.
Yeah. Well, and there'd be no one actually making anything or Anyway. Right. We'll walk over to him.
And he starts showing you his finest treasures from around the galaxy, pointing out junk.
I believe you've been expecting us, Pask.
He looks you up and down and says, "And who might you be?"
I'm Angus McFur.
Yes. Yes, I've heard a Führer was coming today. So, what do you have for me for the information you seek?
What do we know of the agreement that was made with this guy? I'm assuming that payments, etc., were made prior to us turning up. Or if we were to make a payment, we would have been told as such.
He's hinting that he hasn't been paid for anything.
I go, that's already been dealt with.
I guess, can I do an insight check?
You can.
We don't have insight.
Roll into his brain.
Not crawling into his brain.
Roll into his
As far
brain.
as you know, I'd
Do
never
it.
tell you if I actually
Do
did
it.
Yeah, it's a perception, I believe.
It is basically perception,
Yeah.
and it can be done with sense as well.
I'll be doing it with sense. No, sense will attract attention, right?
It will, yes.
Okay, I'll just do straight, normal. I've gotten good at this with 1 yellow, 2 green.
And you can roll the white dice and choose not to use them.
3 blue, 3 white. Is that
Mhm.
correct?
The white are meaningless unless you activate them.
You reach for the force. Use it.
Or she can tap it every time she tries to read someone.
Because I'm trying to read him and I want to make sure we don't get screwed too quickly, I'm going to upgrade. What am I up against?
Perception is a cunning. So you're up against 3 red and a purple.
Lovely. 3 red and a purple.
He is a beefy character in comparison to most of what you've faced.
Yeah, that's why I upgraded. I had a feeling he was going to be
He's
busy.
nothing compared to
Gum.
Londo.
He can be taken down with 1 crit, whereas Hondo can't.
But Hondo's, when it comes to
3 white.
the sneaky, sneaky is good. Very good.
A crit?
No, Mike has 1 job. 1 job. No.
He's like, what?
So, I realise I need to do, yeah, I was going to say you can roll it in my tray and just put my tray under the camera. That usually works. And I usually roll 3 at a time. But, look, there's no despairs. I'm happy with that.
That's not bad.
Hondo's only slightly worse than him.
Slightly worse.
Yeah, only slightly more difficult to.
I do not know if
to
there's any
read.
failures.
Oh, really?
If there's any successes in there, Martin,
Okay, so.
but there's at least 3 failures, so...
So, do you want to spend your force points to succeed?
How many force points did I get?
You got 5 white,
Okay.
Shit, that's pretty good.
Yeah, I will.
which is almost maximum white you could get.
Yeah.
So you'd have to spend 3 points.
Yep.
That's where it costs her long term to do that.
It costs me long term?
Yeah, because every time you use you notice every time you activate a point, it is traceable.
Sends out a ping.
Oh, right. Should I not use it then?
It is useful for you in the long term.
But you want to succeed.
Is that okay?
That is okay, yes. There we are. Well, that's why I was referring using the minimum to succeed, not anymore.
Yep. No, I'm happy.
Brains.
You can tell he is fishing for
Brains.
making the most out of the transaction as possible.
Right. Can I
And-
sense whether or not he's been paid already?
You believe he has been paid already.
Okay.
Even if you end up shooting him, giving him extra at this stage would mean it would pacify him until you end up terminating him.
I will. Can I communicate with Garm through the comms without anyone overhearing me, or?
You can. Garm's got his helmet.
I will tap Garm on the elbow and then say through private comms, this guy's been paid already, but he's fishing for more money. We can't afford to let him live, so pay him what you want, but make sure we rob him when we kill him.
How do you rob people when they use cred sticks?
Loot the body.
Yeah, but using cred sticks, how do you loot them?
You take the cred sticks back.
And you...
Sometimes it transfers money, sometimes it's actual currency.
Do we have actual currency?
Pay him with
You
hard
probably would
currency.
because it's untraceable.
Like a credit card.
Like a credit card.
Yeah.
You can tap and you can physically hold the plastic.
Yeah, so we're giving him cash.
So if you think of Han Solo tossing stuff to the tavern keeper after shooting Guido, he's tossing hard currency to him, which means it's not traceable.
In all the Mandalorian shows
Cash.
as well, you see them open up cases and
So-
there's...
My advice to you is to pay him in cash so that we can get it back.
Alright.
And
Well, my character says you've already been paid, so
Uh,
don't try to extort more out of us.
I'll
But-
add in, if we give him a little bit more money, it will help smooth the way a bit faster.
But this is obviously a dangerous and difficult thing to do, so we're happy to pay you a little bit more. How much do you want? And don't get greedy.
otherwise...
I'm happy to use. Otherwise, my space wizard will eat your brain.
That'll be interesting.
No, I say
You think the Space Wizard will eat his brain, but you don't say it.
no. So I'm using I guess negotiations to
With me looming in the background.
give him a bit extra, but without him. I'm going to screw this guy to the wall.
Okay, give me
Alright.
a negotiations check. I'd say we'll give you a blue dice for using information he wasn't aware of that you knew.
So
Please don't mix my dice up with partners.
No, I've put your dice on your chair.
So
I think I'm 4 yellow, 2 green, with
Yep, and I'll give you 3 advantages.
with quite a few blue.
4 yellow, 2 green with... How many blue?
Sorry, I don't have
sorry.
it written down.
I shall bring up Garm.
But negotiations is one of my
Who we got here? We got Carly. Let's go to Garm.
the mighty Garm.
So you have 4 yellow, 2 green.
Yep.
You can toss in 50 credits to upgrade.
There's no real point in this case, is there?
Well, 50 credits may mean that you pay less overall.
Sure. So that makes one of the green as a yellow.
It makes, it gives you, and then you could spend a token to upgrade again if you wanted to.
No. Oh, no. Because I'm getting 3 advantages from Loomy man.
So, with advantages, is that blue, or am I not?
No, there's just advantages.
But there's
Right.
there is one blue for the information that we had that he wasn't aware
Right.
that we had. Yep, and now it's going to be like 3 red or 4 red.
It is 3 red.
And a purple,
Should have upgraded.
because the 3 red would have been
The base.
would have been from his skill, but then the actual difficulty would be at least a purple. Is that right? Am I thinking about that correctly?
He's competing against him. If I was to upgrade it, I could add a purple.
Oh, really? Okay. Cool.
So he has an attribute of 3 and a skill of 3, which makes it 3 red.
Cool. Okay, I understand. Cool. So it cost me 50 at the very least.
$50.
Despair, that's always a nice one to get in negotiation.
That's going to suck.
Yep.
So you succeed with a despair. What would a negotiation despair look like?
Russia and Ukraine.
It's a good call.
I would have thought it'd be someone like Trump going up there and speaking.
It wouldn't help, that's for sure.
Or actually, Ukraine at the White House during the.
That, yes. Very much so, yes.
But a number of stars.
But yeah, a lot of successes, I think, and quite a few advantages. But the despair is going to be fun.
So he goes, okay, you're right. He accepts the 50 credits as all he needs for his side of things. He doesn't need any more money, you're right. When you're right, you're right. We're gonna get backstabbed.
So, we need to get on board the ship as quick as we can.
Just, he has two things that will help you get on board. First is that he has a line to the station's main computer.
Mm-hmm.
Either that you can use his, or you can go sneak into the control office instead if you prefer. And basically put your names on the roster for getting onto the ship you seek.
So we want to watch him put the names on the roster so that
He wasn't going to do it, he was going to say you can use his computer to do it.
Ah, right, okay, cool.
Well, I think we'll use yours, if that's alright.
And he actually has a pair of naval uniforms put aside that you can use as disguises, which you'll be happy to throw in for that extra money you paid him. All he asks is that he can be at a local cantina while you hack into the computer, so he has an alibi for if they ever check.
He can go to the cantina. I'm happy to follow him there while you guys do the change. And make sure that when he walks out, he doesn't get home.
That seems perfectly reasonable. Although, why would they think that you're the one who provided them to us?
He's not talking about the uniform, he's talking about the hack.
But why would they think?
Traceable. If he's seen somewhere else when it happens, it obviously wasn't him, and he can say he was broken into.
Very well.
Well, we can even make it simpler. Once he lets you into his computer and he starts to walk away, once we know when we've confirmed we've got access, we can kill him before he makes it to the bar.
Very well. That sounds fair enough.
Which is, by the way, he also has a meeting with the governor at the bar.
Really? You're a very well-connected Trandoshan.
It plays to know people on the inside, he says.
Very much so. Totally agree.
As he knows the governor's expecting him.
So, he's got himself insurance?
You believe he has bought himself insurance.
But we can't trust him, right?
You don't think you can trust him. But of course, the Empire probably doesn't know that he sells their secrets to the rebels, so he can't let you get taken in alive if he is selling you.
I feel like you're purposely leading me astray or trying to confuse me.
What?
You don't believe he would put you in a situation where you're captured? You believe he would try to set it up for you to be executed by the Empire?
I see.
That's the only way he can get away with being paid by both sides.
Right. So, he would set it up so that we would be ambushed?
That's what the rumors that Carl had picked up. He gets the teams wiped out by one or the other.
I see.
Because he sets up both the Imperials and the Rebels.
What happens if he doesn't meet the governor? If he has an accident?
Governor may come looking for him.
Just have to make sure nobody finds the body. Are we good at hiding bodies?
You are fairly good. Though he does say if anyone wants to meet the governor, he can introduce you to her.
Do we want to meet the governor?
No.
No, I didn't think we did.
Not in this circumstance, no. Hey, Khalid.
Yeah. Oh, actually, no, it's Frank.
No, I'm using comm
Okay.
to secretly speak with you, kind of. What do you know about Dark Sun, the criminal organisation?
What do you want to know about him?
Well,
You want to know if he would actually sell out information to them as well?
no. If someone double cross them, how would they deal
You
with
don't want to double cross.
Yes, but how would they deal with someone like that? Would they kill them in a particular way? Would they
Oh,
make
I
it
see where you're
look
going.
like somebody, like, would they cut out his tongue and shove it up his bottom, or, you know?
Depends on what you want to send a message to. But if you want to make it look like that he's pissed off Dark Sun, I can do that.
Well, so how would that occur? Like, how would they kill him in that case?
But it really depends on how he what he did, wouldn't it?
Well,
Yes, pick one.
just pick one.
Pick
We
one
don't
that's
care.
terminal, and hopefully fairly easy.
Don't pick one of the weird ones.
Yeah, pick an easy one. That's obvious.
Obvious.
Yes, obvious.
Chicky's litter.
We can.
Well, there is one. It also involves a lot of collateral damage, which I don't like.
Yeah, let's not do that.
Yeah, it's basically you put a thermal detonator somewhere that's actually only go off when he uses it. Something.
No. We want something that is obvious. So you cut his head off and stick knitting needles in his mouth or something, whatever. But
Well, since he's a transcend, yeah, it would be for giving away secrets and that, will basically cut his head off, remove his tongue,
Yes.
and cut his eyes out.
Okay. So let's do that. Now, does he have to be alive while it's happening, or can he be dead when it's happening?
I prefer, if it turns out, I prefer to be dead when it's, to cut the tongue and eyes out.
Yeah, I'm not asking you that. I'm asking what would Dark Sun do? Would they do it while he's alive, or would they do it after he's dead?
They would do it while he's alive.
All right.
Could we just rip his arms out and blame it on a Wookiee?
It has to be something that seems reasonable.
As long as there's Wookiees on this
So
place?
you want him to go and hunt down a Wookiee?
No, I'll just rip it. One of us will just... Two of us will just rip
Hey,
his
that
arms
looks like
out.
a Wookiee did it. Let's go and question the Wookiees, because they're second-class citizens. Let's get them.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. Sorry. No, well, I was trying to simplify it because I didn't really look forward to torturing this guy while he's alive.
You would actually
It's not really
believe
my
in most
thing.
cases, Black Sun would make it look like an accident.
Yeah, I was just going to say, why can't we make this look like an accident?
Such as he accidentally shot himself 14 times with his own blaster.
In the back of the head. In the back of the head.
Yeah.
But
So
everyone will rule it an accident, especially if you leave a brand of the organisation on the person.
Yeah,
Cool.
I was going to say, we can do whatever we like. We just
Let's
need
do
to
that.
put the right marks behind it.
Because the torturing and maiming of someone generally takes you from the PG of the campaign into NPC territory.
Yeah, no, I didn't want to go into torturing.
Which is why I wanted to know this. How would we
That's
go
why
about
I was
doing
looking up while people were describing for you.
All right.
Yeah. The carving of the Black Sun will be actually after death because you don't want regeneration.
Good point. Well,
Well, you wouldn't be carving it in, you'd just brand it with something.
Yes.
The equivalent of paint on.
Yeah, it's me and my dice going everywhere.
The moment you start cutting into people is pretty much moving away from what the campaign's intended to be.
Okay.
Look, let's just,
It's why we haven't focused heavily on assassinations and eliminations.
let's just do it
Yeah.
quickly, neatly, precisely.
so I asked to see the uniforms.
He pulls open a cabinet with 2 uniforms, no visible signs of owner's death, looking like they are in pristine, never-worn conditions.
What size are they? Who would they fit?
They would fit anyone except Brum Brum Crash.
Yeah, he's like 2.7 inches tall.
It would make him look it was a little too short for him to wear. He'd be a little too tall for an Imperial officer.
Actually, I think it's 2.2.
2.2. All right. Well, who wants to wear the other uniform, other than Brum Brum, of course?
Carly does know that you could also potentially pay the local workers to let you onto the thing, or you could actually get a job officially and using your ID just walk on board. So what you're doing with hacking into the computer would be to fake you got the job by putting your name down.
And there would be red flags. Someone hacked, someone put names on this database.
Each of them has their options. The getting the job is the harder one because you've actually got to qualify.
Paying the workers. Just say we want to smuggle some things. Find some sympathetic workers.
Well, the paying the workers would definitely get you in, but you've already technically paid for this guide, and giving yourself a officer's access. I'm walking in with 2 officer uniforms,
Is there a reason
or 1.
you've walked us down this path? We've met with the Trandoshan.
It's
you're
because
like, you
the-
could do this,
the-
this,
different
this
ways
instead.
The reason is I'm giving you options as players who don't have to just follow the one path they started off with. It's especially if you didn't trust that he hadn't already sold you out.
I don't think we can trust he has. I think he's already sold us out. But
Though you'd think if he already sold you out, you'd already have been caught before you got here. You'd think his rendezvous with the governor would be to sell you out.
yeah,
Yeah,
sorry,
that was
I
my
meant to
thought.
say I think he's going to send us out, and I used all the wrong words. I think he's always planned to sell us off.
He's a used car salesman.
So before you do away with him, does anyone want to do the access on his computer to see what you can find?
Sure.
Who's our computer guy? Brum brum.
Sure.
If he's going to leave, then get himself an alibi while we're on his computer.
Well, technically, getting onto his computer and hacking the system are two different things.
Okay, alright.
So just getting on his computer while he's there, because you wanted to make sure he gave you access before he left.
Yes,
Otherwise, it's like bang, and what's his passcode? Oh,
Exactly.
that's what I was.
Hang on.
Make sure
Now we're going to
that
hack
I'm
his computer so that we can then use his computer to hack into.
I'm trying to be fair on the players and
Yeah,
not
yeah,
just letting you
Yeah.
shoot yourself in the foot and say,
Hang
I've been
on.
maimed, I need help on the ship. Let me on, it's a medical emergency.
That's
Did
hilarious.
that actually work?
Not
No.
really. Depending on the ship, yes.
We could do get help.
You could. And I'm sure throwing gum at the people would make you feel better.
Would make you feel better.
No, making Khaled feel better.
I know get help is one of the things, but what is it again?
It refers to Thor and Loki, where Thor
yeah.
throws Loki at the people after saying he needs help. And then as they're sprawled on the ground, Thor beats the crap out of them. And Loki's basically just another weapon for Thor in that situation.
I'm probably sure Khalid could throw me, but I'm not willing to be thrown around.
Okay, so what was your computer?
4 yellow, 2 green. I will spend the who's he what's it.
Mm-hmm.
Though you can't spend one. Once I find the who's he what's it.
And difficulty is 3 purple. It's a hard check to find stuff he's hidden on the computer that he forgot to tell you about.
Not as hard as through red, but
Not as hard as
I got
3
through
red,
that. Unfortunately, I had to use the force.
but you succeeded.
I was hoping not to use the force.
There are a
Triumph?
triumph,
Nice.
and I think the rest of it will cancel out.
Where was my triumph, Mike? Where was my triumph?
I got one on the very first roll, and I can see another one from here. It's
Two.
facing me.
2 successes, a triumph,
Does that
and
count?
It does.
that does count.
No,
Yeah.
no, the one that's facing me. Does that one count?
Well,
No.
you get 1. If that's the one that counts, then the others don't count as well.
Alright, fine.
Okay, so back to that. You're doing a computers. Computers should give you something special on a triumph.
I have an eye for detail.
You do.
Okay, so with a triumph, no one knows you've looked through his system. So you can hide your actions that you do on there. Which comes in handy for computer checks. If you get a triumph when you're hacking the system computers, no one will see you do
Another
it.
triumph.
Yep.
Nice.
And as you hunt through the systems, you see that Pask has a file called insurance policy. And opening it, he has records of his transactions with the governor, including all the things he's done illegally for her.
Alright.
Yeah.
Can I
Copy those.
copy that
Yeah.
file?
Yep.
And can I delete that file?
You can, or you can leave it there for her to find and then blame him for his insurance policy. Or accidentally forward it to the governor and have the governor kill him.
Yeah, that would work.
Yeah, just make sure you delete the rebel part.
Well, this
Yeah.
one doesn't have the rebel stuff in there.
Oh, okay.
That would probably say include him passing on information about rebels, and after getting paid for it by the rebels.
Alright, I will forward said insurance policy through to
The governor.
the governor. I was
The
gonna
governor
say the Guardian.
is
No,
Vala Prul, which Gum recognizes the name of.
Vala Pool.
Mm-hmm.
In what context?
Apparently, you knew her before you joined the rebellion.
she was at the wedding.
She was one of those Imperial officers that made you want to fight back.
To leave.
Yeah, or as in administrative officer, not military officer.
Okay.
So the sort happy to make everyone beneath her work themselves to death and claim the credit for what everyone else has done, while not actually touching any of the work herself.
But we have a copy of...
Yes. I have a copy of the files.
And she has a squeaky clean white Imperial uniform.
Okay.
Which means she probably has a one for every half day.
Yeah.
Okay, so yes, you managed to get into the system quite well. And after being in the system, you can see his connections to the command and control system. You just need to hack through that connection because the codes change daily. And he wouldn't be up to date with all the code changes.
So do I have to do a hack?
That would be a hacking roll for you using computing, and you'll be able to add extra stuff to that check.
Is Brubru going to tell us that he's already got that he's forwarded the information, so we don't actually have to kill him, or we're still going to kill it?
He would wait until you were ready to leave the shop before forwarding it, or while the guy's on the way to the governor, because the Imperials would probably descend upon his shop to take him into custody.
Yeah.
As he's saying he's ready to head on out if you want to do anything, as he didn't know you'd found his secret cache.
Mm-hmm.
Because it was hidden under the insurance policy label instead of... Did you want to do the deed yourself and then send on the message after you leave? So if she comes and finds him and his insurance policy is on display on his computer.
So there's your screensaver.
When you send it off to her...
Oh, I haven't hit send yet.
Yeah, that's why I was saying
Okay.
I'm giving.
But have you
your
let us know?
So I've told you that I have found a file on his desktop, literally named insurance policy, and it's got if I open that up, it's a gaggle sheets document. And it has the list of... it's got a worksheet of Imperial people that he's spoken to and how much each person is paying him.
Mm-hmm.
And does it also have rebels?
It has that he where he's betrayed the Empire to the rebels based on information she gave him. So everything that he can use to hold against her.
Okay.
So when
Is there anything dangerous to the rebellion?
doesn't have any contact because you believe he's probably burnt each of the rebels specifically, or he's still cultivating those ones for a bigger return later. He hasn't got their details in there to This is his
Get out of jail free card.
well, get out of jail free with the governor card.
Misa can send the files to the governor if you like,
Yep.
or Misa can let you do it.
It's his blackmail material.
When you
So-
send it,
Oh, sorry.
go.
Martin was saying what we can do is we can forward that file to the governor
And hope she
then
kills him for
she'll
you.
kill him because he's too dangerous to her, or we can kill him just to ensure he's dead and he doesn't get tortured for rebel information, like which rebels did you give this information to before he goes, and then just leave his insurance thing open on the computer and turn the screensaver off.
Yep. What I would suggest is when you send it, sign it something like your friend M, because this is something that might come in handy later.
Right.
So if we interact in any way in this area again and we need help, and we can maybe
We've
approach
done her
her
a favour.
and say, I vaguely remember someone by the name of M helping you out a while ago.
In which case, you'd likely brand the M on him somewhere, even if you just paint it on.
So
There's a link to the letter and the deed.
So, by signing it as M, is Misa signing it as M or
Yep.
yeah,
or
M is Misa.
or 006? What would you like?
doesn't matter. M is fine.
Cool. To the governor, some interesting information I have discovered on the network. Hopefully, you can find it useful.
Signed, your friend.
Signed your
Devoted assistant. Secret admirer.
Your admirer.
signed your best buddy M. No, signed M. And attach the file.
Yep. But that'll be sent once we're finished. But we need to work out, because we're hacking into the system to put us all on.
And that may set up an alarm, so do you want to deal with Pask first? It does limit how long you have, because if he's due somewhere, they may come looking.
I think we should.
You get your assassin to do it.
Yeah, how do you feel, Khalid?
When do you want it done?
Well, now seems like a good time.
Okay.
Exactly.
You don't have to overcomplicate this though.
As a tier 3 assassin, I can simply say he
Yeah.
could just, say, hey buddy, stab.
Make it as clean as possible and as painless as possible, because yes, he's a scumbag, but you don't want to hurt him for no apparent reason. We just need him dead.
Yeah, I can do that.
Lightsaber to the temple.
Can you, as a with your once he's dead and the heart stops beating, can you on his a visible part of his body
On his forehead.
on his forehead, just put an M?
Yeah.
Yeah, I could do that.
Cool.
It will be using my vibro sword. I'm being quiet.
Vibro sword.
I would assume dagger to do
Yeah.
it close.
Vibro dagger. Oh yeah, if you're going to do it
so
close.
breaking his
Yeah,
neck?
dagger's just as good.
Sorry.
Weren't you just going to break his neck?
No, we have to mark the body with
You're going to use your vibro dagger. No.
And you may as well use the same thing to do the deed. So what was your question, Ariadne?
While this is all happening, I'm going to wander casually outside of the shop, lean up against the wall, and keep watch.
Did you also want to use your forensic ability to set up the scene afterwards to make it look like he killed himself?
Sure.
And then cut
I
them on his
didn't
head.
know I had forensic ability, but, yes. How do I know I've got that ability?
Because I remember working on you with your character sheet.
Oh, nice. What
So-
does that ability come under?
That ability becomes from reconstruct the scene, meaning you could technically do
It's
it.
under all that cop stuff that I did
Yep.
ages ago.
And cops are the best people to set up other people. Didn't you know that?
Yeah.
Well, technically I was a ranger, but
We can
still.
This is your skip trace and knowing information and being
Yeah.
able to use it against them.
Yeah, but I'll keep watch for now, just to make sure we don't get interrupted while we're doing all
So
this.
you can use that once per session. This might be a good place to use it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So was it Passion? Does he actually have a vibro dagger on display?
He does not. He's got nothing useful on display.
Yoink.
Mm-hmm.
Put the 50 credits back in my pocket.
Mm-hmm.
Just check his other pockets for any other credits.
Mm.
And the rest of his store, which I was going to do.
Sure. Whilst Brum Brum continues setting up the
Email.
the accounts and the email, because we need to have our jobs on the ship.
So do I need to do a computer check to
That would be
the hack?
another computer check. Though I was going to check to see if they can add anything for you. Okay. Thea can technically, if she helps you, add 2 blue dice.
Yeah.
Well, technically 3 blue dice. 1 for assisting and 2 for bypass security. Her specialty is breaking things.
Ah. Okay.
And you like the difficulty?
Huh?
Yeah, did you upgrade?
No.
Okay, so as you're not upgrading, I'm not upgrading either, but it's 3 red.
Does he have anything on him? Other than-
He does. He has a holdout blaster. He has business attire, slightly damp. A data pad.
Take that.
And that one,
You can re-roll that or put it in your choice.
that one's just going in. Oh! Another one!
Yeah.
Which means you can make it so no one knows you've gone into it.
Yep.
So let's see if I take that to success and that to a success. I get rid of that. And that to a success. Get rid of that. So that works out to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 successes. Plus a triumph and 2 advantages. So you get in without
Nice.
setting off any alarms and no one knowing you're in there. So the triumph is very good on hacking rolls.
Mm.
That's why I actually look at the skill itself to say what does the triumph and despair give you. What else can we get in there?
Gives you good shit.
Gives you good shit.
Okay,
That's
doesn't
scary. I've worked out what the minimum damage with my dagger I would do is 16.
Mhm. That's if you stack everything.
That's if I stack all my damages on top of it.
Mm-hmm.
That's not including any critical stuff.
Well, we just want it carved into the skin.
Yeah, just a small M, man. Don't go overboard.
Oh.
Don't use calligraphy.
Yeah.
Okay, so yes, you managed to get into the system. And
Set up the accounts for us.
so you set it up for how many troopers? Because you've got 2 uniforms.
Anyone else wearing a uniform? I'll take that as a no.
Coloured or Theo, you wearing one of the 2 uniforms?
You can change back into your gear once you're on the ship.
Yeah, I'll wear the uniform.
Mm-hmm.
Does that mean Will I be able to carry all my gear still? I'm just thinking about my encumbrances and stuff.
You can. There's technically, if you need to fight, you just drop the bag.
Okay, right.
But if you're trying to do skill checks while carrying the bag, it's more difficult.
Yep. Will someone...
Or you get somebody to carry your stuff.
Ross, anyone carrying the gear will be. There's no one in the party who can carry it without being encumbered.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's got a
Yeah, but then we'll just have to drop the stuff, correct?
Presume
Which is what
someone
she can do.
else is on watch while I'm changing though,
Mhm.
rather than have nobody watching.
After I finish looting this guy, I'll take his data pad as well.
Yeah, that's what Thea said to do.
Mm.
I'll take Thea's place out the front.
Then we'll also wipe the security.
That's why I'm forensically setting the scene.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh,
So,
cool.
moving into the sets the scene. It's called reconstruct the scene. Normally designed to see what happened. Doesn't mean you can't set it up the other way around. So it is.
So deconstruct the scene?
Deconstruct the scene pretty much. Okay, so I am going to make it a skullduggery check instead of a perception check.
Is that because it's harder for a skullduggery?
No, because it's basically the criminal version of setting the scene.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
picking locks, disabling traps, avoiding security forces, identifying the most vulnerable aspects, poison someone. And I think setting up a scene fits amongst all those shady deals.
As I said, I was trying to be witty.
All good.
Do you need assistance with that?
Do you have anything you can add to skullduggery?
I've got a skill of 3 in it.
Well, you can provide your skill to her. Hers giving her a extra yellow dice instead of the green. So she's at 3 yellow. And so it'll be 3 yellow, 2 blue. And do you want to upgrade?
There's 2.
No, because I'll leave it for...
So it will
I'm hoping
be
it's not going to be a bunch of red.
3 purple. It's a difficulty for someone to even figure out that something has been done with them, depending on what she actually rolls on top of that.
Mm.
Because they got to figure out someone had set it up.
I'm not going to get up. I'm just going to hope for the best. 2 failures, 2 threats.
It's not a bad.
2 advantages. No triumphs, but 1, 2, 3, 4 successes and 2 more advantages.
So you successfully set up a scene to make it look like
Just out of curiosity.
he killed himself.
Did you roll a triumph?
No.
No, 3 stars.
Okay.
Even
Very
Garm
good.
finds it difficult to figure out that he didn't kill himself by the way the scene's staged.
This
Except
is
for the thing
because of
that's-
Carlet's help.
You've even made it look like he cut his forehead first.
Before he had his terrible accident. He savagely cut his throat while shaving.
Yeah. Yeah. Razor rash. That worked out really well.
And even the whole spray all over the computer terminal so they'll look at the computer terminal.
After you finish using it though, because you don't want the blood finger.
That's true.
Is the blood spatter like in arrows?
Well, it's conveniently framing what you're looking at.
Yeah. Highlights.
Hey, what's this?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so this is after Brum Brum has got into the system, updated it to say that there's a security officer with some additional hired security. Because a security officer without but additional hired security without a security officer would be more suspect.
Yes.
Mm.
So the two of us are lieutenants. Is that right? Or
yeah, they said the two of you are actual officers.
Yep.
Naval troopers. So it's not lieutenant gear. It's just officer gear. Soldier gear. Troopers. Imperial naval trooper gear.
okay, so that means what? We're just
You're-
first class or some shit like that.
Equivalent like that, yeah.
Okay. So we still got to watch out for officer types and. Okay.
The officers generally don't know the distinction between private and major sergeant or sergeant major or whatever they are.
Yeah.
They're just trooper to them.
Okay.
Rules go.
It's plebs.
Tripper.
Yeah,
Like that one of Palpatine going up the escalator and Stormtroopers coming down. Tripper.
Okay, and you get the notification that they're boarding freighter M226 not long after you got yourself ready.
No worries. So, as we're walking out the door, we'll get Broom Broom to send off the message.
Send.
Yeah.
Now.
And now. So theoretically, there is nothing that links us to this room.
Now that
Other-
someone has forensically cleaned it all for you.
Yes, other than what other cameras might be around outside. But we'll deal with that.
But hey, two Imperial troopers are leaving the scene. What could they possibly do wrong? They're Imperial after all.
I know, right?
Just comes in that you were just asked to check disturbance and have discovered what looks like to be a suicide.
I'm not going to do any of that, but it's only a matter of time before people start to go, who's that guy? Because my face has appeared more often than I would like.
But don't you have? Isn't your face like one in is a common face?
I do have that ability, yes.
It's like
Your face looks like every other face.
like V for
It's
Vendetta.
Yeah.
The mask from V for Vendetta.
But yes, I do have that thing that
Guy
allows
Fawkes' face.
makes it much more difficult to identify me because I've just got that kind of head.
Okay, looking up on the screen, you can see coming out of hyperspace as they're getting everything ready for the crew, and all the dock people are getting to the docking bays so they don't hold up the convoy.
Mhm.
Dropping out of hyperspace, you see 2 Star Galleons, which are quite impressive ships. So they are capital scale military transports, almost considered uncrackable.
Uncrackable.
Yeah, designed to stop people breaking in and trying to take by force. Very hard to shoot down. They have some of the best armor and armaments out there for transports. Almost able to take on other capital ships in their own right.
Built by Timu.
Wow, that's impressive.
And majority of the convoy is made up of Temple class heavy freighters, which is a new design similar to the hospital ship
Mm-hmm.
of the Rebellion, the Nebulum B freighter. So, okay, the Star Galleon is that one there.
Yep.
Right, okay.
It's just a very hard thing to see there. Whereas, switch over the page to show you the other one without breaking pages. That is the picture of the temple.
The heavy freighter.
Yeah, the heavy freighter.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Right.
So like an upside down Nebulan B frigate. So from Ross's perspective.
Yep.
And basically they can attach cargo, special cargo canisters to it. As they can generally take 3 different compartments. As a heavy cargo ship, it can take 90,000 metric tons. In comparison, your little freighter barely takes 100.
Tons, not thousand. Slightly different.
Okay, so encumbrance
Yeah.
capacity. Okay, so not 90,000 metric tons. It's 30,000 is the base carrying capacity of it.
30,000.
30,000 units.
What's a unit?
For you, a gun can be 1 unit. So a pistol of encumbrance 1, you can carry 30,000 of them on the base configuration.
Okay.
As you're getting to the area where you need to jump on, you can see that there is a line waiting of personnel swapping shifts. And you see that the berth you gave yourself is with a bunch of other personnel transitioning on and off. You, as you approach the gate, so, what's your ID, they ask.
Can I just provide it to them? Yeah.
You check your thing, goes, oh look here, it says that you got the Empire's Award of Valor.
I don't like to brag.
He's a real hero.
You asked me.
My character's thinking, who the hell put that in there?
You asked me to create accounts.
Yeah. Like what the hell?
That was the triumph.
That's called Brum Brum
But-
has a sense of humour.
But the thing is, you do have one.
No,
And
she's got one
That's what you get for choosing.
because I gave it to her.
That's what you get for choosing that name.
Oh, that's a point. You should wear it on your uniform.
Yeah. No, I wouldn't want to take away from the intention you're getting right now.
He said, I really need to shake your hand for doing services above and beyond the call of duty, sir.
Sir.
Well, hey, he gives you an honorific for getting the Award of Valor.
Do I know he has one of
Yep.
those faces?
I give him a shake. I shake his hand.
I'm like,
But
you
I say-
you should get a photo. It'll last forever.
Photo? Oh, that's a great idea. He calls over one of his friends.
And an autograph.
He does the
Oh,
whole...
no, my character's there going, you know what? In some circumstances, this sort of stuff might get a guy killed. And I stand there going,
And,
And he has his look
and,
in the photo.
and under my breath, I'm like, space fucking wizard.
Yes, we don't need to worry about the signature after all, sir. Why don't I just, get you up to the front of the queue and pretend nothing happened?
thank you. I move to the front.
I'm just secretly just very pleased. I've had one moment of joy.
Okay, so you see that there are about 20 odd troopers getting ready with you to get on board. as you can see, a couple of tugs getting ready to take people out.
Yep. So basically, from this point, it's everybody who's in this line is likely to be going to our ship.
Yeah, this is the line for M226.
M226.
Sorry, 226.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
My character is going to exert his charm. I'm going to, talk to my fellow pleb, and find out what's going on, where they come from. What they're
This
all about.
sounds like it's a good charm roll time.
Basically, I want people to vaguely remember me in a positive light. So if at some point in the future I run into them, they'll be going, "Yeah, I know who this guy is. He was that nice guy that was talking to me before we got on the ship."
Yeah, with me looming in the background.
Yeah, he was that nice guy with that absolute psycho looming in the background.
So
that gives you 3 advantages.
you could choose to throw 50 credits worth of supplies at them. The equivalent of course, when you spend the 50 credits, they don't have to be actual credits. They can be the equivalent of drinks, food,
Yeah, so my
snacks.
character sort of pulls out a hip flask or something and
Passes it around.
passes it around.
So that means that you get 5 yellow, 1 green, and 3 blue. Don't worry, I can do it while you go do stuff. I don't mind.
No.
5 yellow, a
I
green.
was going to say I'm going to ride
A green and a
social
blue.
hotels.
Let me see if I've got everything. 3 blue.
And I'll
And do
basically
you want to do anything to update it?
No.
Okay, so
Follow
the
him around as
difficulty
well.
being 2 purple, because they're not particularly bright. That's considered a average roll.
I
Right.
don't know if this will affect the roll, but it might affect the role play. I will stick to your side like glue, and I'm like, he's a real hero. But I'll also do my own little bit of handshaking and
Let's swap
socializing,
the
we're
green with the
together.
yellow.
Because I've got to find information out too. I've got to find these special forces and stuff. So I want to make friends too. And
Okay.
you're
Am I
more
doing it
charming
or
than I
you-
am, so I'm going to let you do half of the work.
Oh!
That's number 4.
Hooray!
So that goes away. That goes away.
There's 2.
There is 2.
Yep.
2 triumphs.
Yeah, he's good.
Okay, so
Why do you think I harass him so much?
Wow.
with that, each success is you can use it to extend support to an additional scene. Each advantage to affect other targets beyond the original. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4 of those that you can affect 5 of the troopers specifically, and 2 of those you can make ongoing contacts.
That's all going to likely to change.
In the sense of you may even convert them to the rebellion.
Ah, okay.
So ongoing contact means more than just
This is a part of your recruitment,
Yeah.
whereas I just want information out of them.
Okay.
And I need to help you do your job
So
as
how
well.
many successes? 4 base successes, so 3 major scenes. So you can basically use your contact with them for 3 scenes to get them to be friendly towards you. You have 5 troopers. So basically a squad of troopers with 2 of them seeing you in a favourable light to the point where they think of you as a friend.
Ah,
See, an extra yellow helps.
it does. Very much so.
And someone
every yellow
also
counts.
boosting up your
Presence.
presence, yeah. Because it always helps. You notice in con games, there's someone else go, oh yeah, he is a real hero. He's that guy type thing.
He's that guy.
Yeah, you remember on the news.
Yeah.
And even if the person doesn't quite remember, they're like, oh yeah, I want to fit in.
yeah,
I don't
remember
want to be
him.
the one left out. Yeah, I do remember.
Not the guy who, tripped over in front of the Emperor. No, not that guy.
No, not that.
No.
I heard you got executed.
That's why it's good to work as a team when you're working.
So yes, as you're working the crowd, two of them do the whole exchange details.
Yep.
You're collecting business cards.
So afterwards, and we're sort of getting ready to get in. My character goes, "You crawled in their brain, didn't
What's
you?"
that? 2 triumphs.
I
Two
can honestly
triumphs,
tell you,
yes.
and I told you I'd be honest with you. I did not do that.
I give you a doubtful look.
I was charming before this.
Yeah.
I'm like, you wait. I'm going to put you in it again soon. More photos for you, mister.
You're trying to get me killed.
Trusting me.
You're trying to get me killed.
And most of them say that they'll try to get you on their shift, so you get the cushy shift. They have the night shift while no one else is.
Why would I try to get you killed?
You're trying to get me killed.
Why?
Take pictures of this guy. Have all these records of who he is and what he's doing.
I'll never recognize you.
So the Empire's investigators come around and they go, "Who's this guy in all these pictures? What the hell?"
Your face will be the one that's always blurry.
Why is it always blurry?
Space wizard.
I'm taking the photo. I'm blurring
I
him out.
thought you said you'd never lie to me. You laugh it up, Chuckles.
for all you know,
You laugh it up, Chuckles.
that's.
Does it depend on who takes the photo?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, I'm sure it does.
Absolutely.
So yes, that they say that they will get you onto their shift because it's the cushy shift. It's the night shift where there's very little on duty.
There you go.
Nice.
You look like you could do a bit of a break after all those awards and crap.
Yeah, I sort of show my hand. I go, see how it's all purple? Shaking hands is just gets old. It's just so old.
First to bump fists. I say this very seriously.
So yes, you get on the
2 triumphs, man.
You get on the
I
first
was
train.
busting a loo. I didn't have time to. I just did that.
Yeah, 2 triumphs. I was like, whoa.
You get on the first transport with night shift because hey, that's their preferred shift.
Yep.
Whereas they have day shift is pretty much split between the remaining 3 squads.
We hopefully Peter's in agreement.
Breaking
We'll
the
make
song.
sure that we bring Khalid and Brum Brum along with us to the night shift and the first transport so that we don't all end up.
And I'll assume, just for the sake of things, you've brought Kayana and new character along.
Yeah.
Just so that everything works out in the end.
They've got a way to play next time we go.
So this way they're grateful that there's now two squads on night duty instead of just them, because they say it gets a bit rich being the only ones looking after the whole ship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's always at least one officer on duty, but hey, they snore through most of the shift.
Understandable.
Especially when they give them the special hot chocolate.
The special.
Yeah. I'll definitely be delivering the special hot chocolate.
As you start hearing the tricks of how they get through the night without having to go through drills and all these other different things.
I'm specifically trying to pick up anything about anything related to the cargo. Like, do you guys know what they're transporting? Just general sort of.
Most of the thing is, we don't really care too much, but we do know that there is a detention block in one of the containers. Is just a detention block.
Yeah. Do we have to check that thing?
Occasionally, we're back up in case prisoners go wild. We try to just say, why don't we just space it instead? But apparently, we're not allowed to do that anymore.
Why? It's the most convenient thing to do.
I know, right?
Yeah. That's like, you press a button, that's it, problem solved. Like, why are we even transporting them to begin with?
Well, someone wants them, so we have to take them.
Where's that?
Oh, that's in the furthest container from the bridge.
Yeah, look, that suits me just fine. It'll take them longer to get here. Just throw a grenade in their direction. I'm sure it'll be fine. Is there anything else special back there that we have to worry about?
Got a big cargo container on there to have all the stuff we need.
Big cargo container?
Mm-hmm.
Is there anywhere else we're not supposed to go?
There's also the passenger compartment. They don't like us going in there because it's full of luxury and crap, and apparently we're too dirty.
Yeah.
Though your shiny friends might be able to get on board because they look close enough to the stormtroopers that they probably wouldn't notice the difference.
Yeah, polish them enough. They probably miss, right?
All they have to do is look white and they don't care. It's like, oh yeah, you're supposed to be here. I had one guy walking with a lab coat once. It took him a while to figure out he wasn't in armor. I did get brig duty for a week for that one, but it was worth it.
Yeah.
Look,
be funny.
totally. I absolutely think it is. So there was a big cargo container. There's the detention at the back in the passenger compartment.
Yeah, passenger compartment closest to the bridge in case they want to, talk to people of importance. Less walking involved.
Yeah. Yeah.
Plus each container is ejectable and self-containing, so if we do eject the prisoners, we don't kill them, someone else just has to go pick them up and subdue them. Which is why I prefer to eject them and let someone else deal with that mess.
Yeah.
So
that's a good point. How do you, like, if there was a problem...
Is it easy to do that?
Yeah, how would we do that?
It's fairly easy. You just pull the lever in the control room and saying ejecting cargo, bink, and hope they don't shoot you for it.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Maybe if you pitch it the right way, you could get a medal for it.
You just try not to do it in hyperspace because then that stuff don't come back.
No, probably not.
Usually goes bang into something and lose everything.
Yeah, no, that's good advice. Where's this? Have we been shown around before?
This is why you're on the tug flying over to the ship.
Okay, yeah, cool.
Sorry, so the lever is where?
Oh, it's in the there's a cargo control viewport that overlooks the cargo. It basically keeps control of everything, including access doors. So, unless they are cutting through, they've got to request access, pass the codes through, and be seen on camera and all that sort of jazz.
So, who gives access to the room?
Access to the room? Well, that's our job. We stop people getting in who aren't supposed to be there.
Right. So yeah.
So do we do our?
We scan their codes, see if they have clearance. If not, decide if we're going to prison them, issue them a warning, or shoot them on the spot.
That's great.
Usually we check to see what rank they are, and if they rank below us, we give them a warning. If they rank above us, but not by much, we recommend the shooting on the spot. And if they rank above that, we generally imprison them.
I was going to say, the second option is a great way to get promotions, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, if there's a gap, they need to fill it.
I know, right? So if you show initiative...
Yep.
Just if you shoot too high, then you're the one who gets shot in return.
Yeah.
Which is why you imprison the ones above it, because, hey, you've caught a traitor, and they'd rather you catch a traitor than give a warning. Whereas if they're beneath you, well,
that's great.
If you imprison too many people beneath you, you get shot.
This is great advice. I owe you a decent bottle of whatever it is you drink that you enjoy.
Because, well, in this Empire's army, you learn the secrets of the trade or you get shot.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that.
And you try to get at least enough black marks that you don't end up on the command ships, because apparently that's a very quick turnaround.
Yeah, no, I'd much rather do jobs like this amongst my kind of people, like you.
Well, the command ship generally ends up with any dead people, but he's not exactly sure how they die, because that would be spreading rumours and
seditious activity.
Yes.
No, we don't talk about that stuff either, unless
Well, at least where officers can hear us.
No, not where the office.
The more bars they have, the less you say.
Yeah.
Yes, very true.
And if they've got gold, definitely do everything correct.
Yes, at least while they're around.
If it's just red, well, hey, they might know something about what they're talking about. If it's just blue, you're in for a lot of hurt.
Is that because they're idiotic?
Blue is generally for the officer corps leadership. Red generally is more technical. If they have a combination of them, they are generally someone who goes over multiple branches. If they're gold, they're generally top-end leadership. Gold is reserved for the special privileged.
Just out of game, I always wondered about what was on people's chests. Watching again like Mandalorian and that, and you see the guys running around with, and you're thinking, how do they how?
And those when they do that on TV, they're correct. They've put all of the, it's all factual, like canon.
They put thought into it.
Yeah.
They put a lot of thought into it.
This is
Okay.
good to know. What's your name?
What name would you like to call him? You get to name him.
These are technically your contacts. Do you want to name?
You asked. I throw it back to you.
That's a weird name.
Oh yeah.
Private.
Okay.
You asked. What?
Yeah.
So that is the base listing of all the ones done pre George Lucas naming.
Because I hate coming up with names on the spot, and that made me think of Mike, who hates coming up with names on the spot. And that made me think of Peter Brock. We'll call him Brock. Because I thought of Mount Panorama.
And you even got
But Peter has to name the other guy.
black things on the side too.
That's the code cylinders that represent their access. So some of them have 2, some of them have 1, and generally they one of the color of one of the symbols they have. So if they've got 2, they should have 1 of each color.
So during this conversation, I kind of look over to you and go, and I say this kind of with double meaning. We really need to pay attention when we're watching these guys do their jobs, so that
we've got a lot to
we
learn.
can make sure that we keep up the same standards.
I know, right? Lot to learn.
Especially
lot to learn.
before we do anything else.
Lot to learn.
Did you want to have a look at the rank?
Not right now. I fear my hands won't hold a book that big.
Most, if you're curious, that was that thing there.
Oh, okay, yep.
Just showing what those symbols meant.
Yep.
Rebels have their own one.
I'm struggling with my cults.
Yes.
And it's also in the Rebel book I have. It's just handy to be able to pull that out and say, it has special meaning. So you'll see some that only have blue, some that only have red, and some that have gold mixed into it. And the gold are generally the important people of the location. Someone who has authority over the entire thing. Such as an admiral of a fleet, a sector commander.
Or a moth.
A moth, yes.
Or an emperor.
Yeah.
Don't have any of them.
The Emperor has none.
He doesn't need to.
He just...
I'm recognised by sight.
He
I
just
don't need
goes,
that yet.
I'm on all the coins.
Trip up, trip up.
While we're chatting
hilarious,
away,
that.
since we're getting along so well, I'm like, oh, by the way, Brock, and I pat Khalid/Frank. This is Frank. He's supposed to keep us alive, and this is what was your code name?
His code name was Lift Lift Smile.
And this is Lift Lift Smile. You can call him Lift. He's pretty good at reaching all the stuff that we can't reach. Extraordinarily coordinated for some reason. It doesn't make sense. It is uncanny. We make bets on him.
Yes, yes. Oh, that is nice to make your acquaintance. I'm normally assigned to containment security. My friend over there, we generally call Pan, who's the other guy. I've given him a name.
What's his name?
P-A-N-N.
P-A-N-N.
He's the one who's on bridge duty, so between the two of us, we're the ones who advise anyone else of issues. And he says the other three of his guys, each one is assigned the main connector hallway for each of the cargo containers. So normally there would be a squad for the entire hallway, a squad for the lift for the container control, and a squad for the bridge. But on night we only generally have the five of us.
So the container control, and did you say the bridge?
Yep. Because if you
And
need,
what was the third?
the third was for each of the containers.
Each of the containers.
Each of the containers generally has a station where they can stand guard, or they could stand talking in the hallway between them all.
I would like, if no one else minds, naming them very simply unos, dos, tres. So, as in 1, 2, 3.
Sure.
Okay.
UNOS, DOS, and TRES.
So he was asking if any one of your team want to assist on the bridge.
One of us has will need bridge control, won't we? I'm guessing might be card or
What, for piloting?
Well, he would recommend either yourself or your compatriot in the Imperial uniform.
on the bridge, because that'll give you access to all the people there. I don't mind assisting on
Who are you talking to?
you.
Talking to me.
Yeah, so he's offering one of us assistance on the bridge and assistance in the control room. Is that correct?
Mhm.
So one of us to the bridge, one of us to the control room. In terms of our goals, I suspect, since I've got to find I've got to find a group of Alliance Special Forces captured as a result of the rebel trader, which means I've got to get to the detention cargo. I probably want to be in, I guess, in the control room. That's my guess, because that'll give me access to that container. Whereas the bridge will give you a bit more overall access for your recruiting and your resources.
If we're going to take control of the ship, we'll need people on.
If I'm in the control room, I can help everybody get access to their containers.
Yes.
Everybody has to
Yes.
get access to containers.
But if I'm on the bridge is never not going to be manned.
But everybody will love you.
I'm sure they will, but exactly what am I going to do to take control of the bridge?
Convert them.
Sorry?
Convert them.
Convert them.
They have to fly the ship and control the ship.
Well, you will have Pan up there,
Outcast.
who is one of your friends right now.
Do you prefer me go on the bridge?
Part of the crew, part of the ship, part of the crew, part of the ship.
Look, I don't mind going on the bridge if you'd be more comfortable with me there.
Well, I mean, with your evil space wizard powers, can't you just crawl into people's brains and make them do stuff?
No. I've tried to explain to you, I haven't learnt that at all.
You've learned how to card their brains, but not how to modify their brains.
The most I can do right now is I can tell if you're happy, sad, angry.
What's it telling you right now?
Constipated.
You
Oh my god, you're in my brain! Get out!
You're deeply suspicious. And distrustful
I couldn't
for no
help
good
it.
reason. Because I've never let you down. On purpose.
So if you are in the control room, I'll go to the bridge, but I'm going to need one of the more ablative members of our group to be there to assist me in taking control.
Yeah. So, Martin, can you remind me, what do people do from the bridge?
Okay, from the bridge they control where they're going, when they go to hyperspace and when they drop out, shields, weapon targets. It's basically an overwatch of the ship.
So, and in the control room, they just control...
They basically control the access to the cargo containers.
Who goes in,
who goes out, whether it's launched, because they're the controls to fire the containers there.
Right. So in terms of taking over the ship, we want to convert all of the bridge, I think you told us, because we want to keep all the people who are currently flying, but we don't need to control all of the control room. Is that correct?
That is correct.
If you're allowed to confirm that.
So the ship's complement includes one captain, an executive officer, 6 bridge crew, 6 engineers, 1 surgeon, 1 corpsman, 14 crew, and 20 naval troopers. And so half of those are on duty. Most of those are on duty during the day, where you'd probably have bridge crew, an engineer, and maybe 2 to 3 crewmen on the bridge doing the night shift.
And if I remember correctly, we were talking about, well, we definitely need the engineers most of all, and you said they were sending engineers with us. All the engineers that were on the ship were already a part of the mission.
They were replacing the engineers with engineers from your team.
Our team, yeah, that's right. So the most important part will be converting the bridge.
Which will say that Brum Brum managed to divert the engineers that were supposed to be here to one of the other ships.
Yep.
And put your guys on here, and by the time they figure out that they're on the wrong ship, they won't have any idea why they're on the wrong ship.
So if I'm thinking somewhat logically and strategically, Garm definitely should be on the bridge, because he's going to be the one who will convert everybody over to his religion. Because that's what he does, and we need them to do that. And I am not so good at converting people. I am good at enforcing people. We would probably send you over with maybe, I'm presuming Brum Brum Crash, because he's got the computers and the... Khaled's got computers, whereas Brum Brum might be able to help me out in the control room. Because he's got to get access to, like, the tech. You got, like, tech stuff on your...
Both of them can do tech stuff. Both of them can do computers.
Yeah.
So between the two of them, they could run the bridge and the cargo control.
But Garm specifically wants someone who can kill people.
Assuming it's necessary.
Or protect him.
Well, yes, that's definitely necessary.
Whereas I can protect myself. I just need someone who understands computers.
If you want someone to kill someone, you could assign Kayana.
Oh yeah, that's true. I forgot we've got.
And you'll have the extra mechanic along to be able to help you with other stuff as well.
Okay. All
so
right,
if you assign the men to the cargo and you assign Kayana to the bridge, you can assign Brum Brum and Khaled to start going into containers and finding what you're looking for.
Yep. I think that's probably...
can the control also shut down the access from the barracks?
It can, technically. It's based, but the bridge also has the control to do that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But in terms of this guy asking, offering to get each of us in our places, I think get good old... What have you given yourself as a name for?
Angus McFur.
Angus, good old Angus. I pat Garm's back and I was like, Angus is a bridge guy. He seems to get along with those officers. I think it's because of all those awards he gets. Just seems to be able to to just get them on the right side, you know. Something I've always appreciated about him.
He assigns he makes sure you get one of the quarters next to his team, just so you're away from the noise of the others. Basically, they're rowdy when we're awake. They're rowdy when we're trying to sleep. And they're not on shift.
Yep, they don't like it, I assume, then if we're rowdy when they're sleeping.
Well, technically, we're nowhere near our quarters while they're sleeping.
True.
Now that we have two lots of people, we can get the work done so much easier. Plus, if we drug half the team, we don't have to worry about questions.
Absolutely. I absolutely know what I'm doing at all times.
As you see, he has a box of chocolate.
Mental note. Do not accept chocolates from broth.
Well, it's he gives out hot chocolate drinks.
Yeah.
He told you about them already.
Right, yeah. I need to get the recipe or figure out who does his supply.
Okay, so as we're at 10:30, this might be a good point to say you've managed to get yourself comfortable. You're not on for about 8 odd hours, so you get a chance to rest, go over the schematics of the ship.
Yep.
Realize that getting from the main area to the various areas generally requires taking vehicles. It's not a ship you walk. Right, so what is the length of the ship?
That's the thing about Star Wars, everything is absolutely massive.
Look, it doesn't actually say how big
they
it
like
is,
to
but I think
do-
it's close to... It is a huge size ship, 400 meters. 400 meter length ship with multiple layers.
Why don't you just round it up to half a kilometre?
So at 400, I think it goes to almost 100 decks.
It's a bit like Star Trek with the Enterprise.
The Death Cube.
You're introduced to Petty Officer Tara Wen, the on-duty security chief, who's generally sleeping while we're busy, he says. There is the Aratek ship hand cargo skiff. We're getting around the vehicle. No one uses it during the night, so we're safe. If you're trying to get around during the day, good luck. They're always busy.
Yeah.
But I don't know, if we need to get around during the night, we can always nick off with one.
That's what he says.
Yeah.
So you always say, so we'll leave it there for the night, and then you give me like 3 different names, and I'm like, I should write those down. So, while I try not to pour my coffee all over my lap yet again.
Well, it's an interesting way to absorb it.
It's Tara.
It's Petty Officer Tara Wen.
Tara.
Yeah, Wen.
When? And she's
Now.
a security person?
She's the security chief on the day shift.
Sorry, Kara when?
Tara Wen.
Kara.
Yeah.
Day
Now.
shift. Yep.
Now.
Well, that's when. Now. Not then.
It took
You're
me
authorising
so
your
many
jokes.
of those to get what you meant.
Hey, and you hear her going, Gungans, never let anything go.
No, I don't. And then there was, what was the thing that you can Google?
Cargo skiff.
The cargo skiff.
Mm.
Alright.
Okay.
I wish I would spell things properly.
So technically, as you buddied up to the security people before getting on board, you missed out having to get yourself onto the night shift, because you did that straight away by being friends with the guy.
The
Double Triumph
Triumph's got to be got to be
Yeah.
for something.
may have helped.
Otherwise, you may have found yourself on one of the day shifts with 15 other troopers who don't like you.
Would have been difficult, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I tell you,
Okay.
it was worth changing over to Monday night so that Mike's here.
Going on to end credits.